Great warm up though. Real talk.
Good
Great warm up. I
yeah,
love that.
We'll tag all that shit. Like, we're not wasting nothing.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, come on.
So, if you're watching, thank you for being here. If you want to support, go to On the Way Down. Not that one. It's patreon.com/OTWD if you want to support. And then onthewaydown.net will take you to YouTube. Subscribe, you bitches. And
Please.
then OTWD podcast on Instagram. That's all the fuck business I want to talk about right now, because I have someone who I'm a genuine fan of and have been for a long time. My friend Zoodeville is the guest tonight.
What's up, y'all?
We've
Super
been trying
happy to be here.
Thank you,
For
bro.
real.
Happy
Real
to have
talk.
you. I've been wanting to have you. Like, we talked about doing this back when we were doing it at the old studio. Like,
yeah, and I was
pre-COVID.
already excited then.
Yeah,
so like you
yeah.
were like, "Oh, come!" I'm like, "I'm fucking there."
Yeah,
easy call.
And I'm glad, in a way, I'm glad it's taken this long, because now we have more to talk about.
Yeah, 100%.
So-
yeah.
First things the fuck first, okay? I know you're a fellow Atmosphere fanatic, so
for
we were
sure.
obviously going to work our way around to talking about the time you went on tour with them as, I believe, as the media guy for Blimes and Gab,
Yeah,
right?
100%.
Okay. We're already going to talk about that, because that was super dope. That was on the list.
That was full circle type shit.
But I woke up this morning and I read some shit that had me smiling in my bed, ear to fucking ear.
So fire.
And I'm notoriously depressed when it rains, but I've had an impossible time being sad today, because that shit made me so happy for you this morning.
Bro, thank you.
It's your news to share, so please, if you would do the honor, what am I talking about? What do you have to announce?
So I got the chance to open up for Atmosphere in Europe. I met him originally at the first Blimes and Gap tour that I tagged along with, doing the vlogs and recaps back in 2019, right before the pandemic. And when we drove from LA all the way to Minnesota, right, in a Sprinter van, and they were like, "Oh, Slug might pull up to the show." And in my head, I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That's crazy. And then when we get to the city, they're like, "Oh, he might not pull up. Like, I think he's got some family shit." So I'm like, damn. But then he ended up pulling up. So I like met him there. But I had met him at a show that he did like in 2011.
Okay.
But I was just some normal kid at that time.
Yeah, you're a fan.
Yeah, you feel me?
I feel you.
Then I got to meet him, and like I was there for a reason. And then several years later, the pandemic happened. There was no shows, and then they had a party over here tour, and they took Blimes and Gab, and Blimes and Gab are like some good friends of mine. So they like asked me to tag along, and I was super happy about that. And then Slug remembered me from that first time we met in Minnesota, which surprised me, because he remembered the venue and everything. And he was telling me the venue, and I was like, since I didn't remember the venue, I'm like, I think you're mistaking me for someone else. He's like, no, it was you. And I was like, Halloween? He's like, yeah. And yeah, so like, since then we did that tour. I wasn't even supposed to do recaps for Atmosphere. I just did one on the first day in Sacramento, because that's the first show I ever seen him at in Sacramento when I was young. So I'm like, I'm gonna just do a recap for him. I posted it on my second page, didn't even tag him, nothing. Like, I just did it for me.
Right.
Then Blime shared it on her story, and he saw it. Then at the next show, he hits me up, or I mean, he sees me in person. He's like, yo, I really like the recap you did. Like, I mean, if you want to do more, like, feel free, and I'll pay you at the end. I'm like, I'm fucking with it. And like, that's the reason I rap. And I still ain't even told him that to this day. He don't even
love that
fucking
about you,
know.
bro.
I have tattoos. I never showed him. Like, like I was just kept it cool and shit.
Yeah.
So like him letting me tag along for this fucking tour is like some real full circle shit.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna let him know he made me start rapping at the first show of that tour. Whether he's watching me or not, I'm gonna just get it out of my system and tell the whole crowd, like, yo, he's the reason why I fucking rap.
Let the audience know.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if he's watching, he watches. If not,
Yeah.
because I know he's heard that millions of times.
I
know
like
what
that
I'm
about
saying?
you. I relate to that. We kind of play the background a little bit. Like,
Oh.
obviously, you want to fan the fuck out. You want to talk to
Man.
these people, you know?
Yeah.
But it's smarter. It's smart in a sense that not that you are always trying to position yourself, but that is a benefit of it. But also, like you said, you just don't want to be one more fucking guy like, yo,
That says the same thing he's probably heard millions
I'm good,
of times.
bro. I don't want to be that guy.
Definitely.
And I like that you just did that recap for you, and that's
Yeah,
a
it was
good lesson
strictly
for
for me.
people. It's like, yo, just do shit because you love it, and then
exactly.
sometimes it'll make its way to the eyes you wanted to show anyway.
Yeah,
and
I didn't
that'll work
enforce
out.
it at all. Like, he just grew a liking to me, and like we got hella cool. Then he asked me to shoot some videos for him, so
I
we
seen
shot
one
some.
of 'em.
in December.
Yeah.
And that was nerve-wracking because I'm like,
hell yeah.
Like with video stuff, like I got into that late. I was rapping first, and I've never had a list of people I wanted to shoot for because I just, I started rapping, now I'm shooting videos. So like getting to shoot for him was so random, and I never thought about it. And that shit blew my mind, but we knocked those out. We got super cool. I did BTS for other shoots that other people shot, and that's when we got really cool.
Yeah.
And then, one day he just asked me randomly, like, what do you do for your live setups? And I thought it was so random because we were talking about other shit. And I'm like, dude, I think he's finna ask me to go on tour. Like, and I start telling my friends, I'm like, I might be tripping. And then like probably like a week and a half ago, he called me and then confirmed it. I'm like, damn.
As the opener though, right? Like, yeah. So it's already dope to go as the media guy. That's already awesome. But like let's be clear, this motherfucker's going on tour as Atmosphere's opener and all through Europe.
And I've always wanted to go to Europe so bad. But I always wanted a reason to go.
Sure.
Of course, I could have bought a ticket and gone a long time ago. But it's like, I'll go. I know I'm going to go one day, and it'll be for a reason. And it to be this is...
What's better than that, dog? Like, oh my God. Bro. I want to read your dates real quick. There's a few of these places I ain't even fucking heard of. But you're going to London... And we actually have listeners in London. I know I call them our London listeners.
Shout out.
I'm just joking. I've never said that before in my life. But if y'all listen to this from London, go check my man out. Him and Atmosphere.
They'll for sure check this after, for sure.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
No, what's up?
100.
Sure.
So you're doing London. So the first day is May 11th. That shit coming up too. Like that'll be
I
here
just
before
know
you
it's
know
going to fly by so quick. It's that.
Absolutely.
Man,
so London, Amsterdam. Where is this place? KOLN. I'm looking real uncultured right now.
Dude, I didn't know, but I searched everything on the map. It's in Germany.
Oh, it's in Germany. Okay.
Which is going to be interesting. Like, they probably don't know English like that. Right. So, like, that's going to be interesting.
They'll know enough to fucking go to an Atmosphere show.
Yeah, for sure. I mean?
So that's cool.
Yeah.
Paris, Berlin, Copenhagen.
That's like Denmark, I think, or something.
Yeah, for sure. Denmark,
something
for
like
sure.
That.
Stockholm, Sweden, and Oslo, Norway. I believe that's Norway.
Man.
Dog, I ain't been to none of those places.
Me neither.
And I'm a traveling motherfucker, right? Like,
fire.
But I've not been to any of the... Oh, I'm sorry. I'm lying. I've been to London. But all the other places, I've not been to.
Yeah.
And you haven't even been to Europe at all, right?
Ever. I've been to... I've traveled all through the States, and then I've gone to Colombia, Medellin, and I've gone to the Dominican Republic.
Oh, dude.
But never went to the... I just want to go to where the car is on the opposite side of the road.
100%.
That's all. I just need to see that shit for real.
It's a fucking trip, too. Yeah. And in the cars, too. The driver's seat's on the other side. Like,
Imagine
it's
doing
a
left turn, but you're on the right side of the car. It just seems kind of crazy.
Yeah. I had the opportunity to, and I was like, they're like, you want to drive? I'm like, hell no.
Yeah,
I'm good,
I don't
bro.
think... Yeah, I'm like, I'm going to fuck your shit up. Or I'm going to forget where I'm at and be on the wrong side of the road. Like,
exactly.
Cannot be trusted.
Absolutely. So he, and share as much as you're comfortable, as much as you can share. So he hit you up, or like in my head, because again, I'm a Rhyme Sayers guy. Like, did Jay Bird just call you like, hey Zoo, come on tour with us? Or like, was it Slug that hit you up?
I think Slug power moved that. Where it was like, regardless of what anyone at the label thinks, I want him to open up to me. I think that's where it was. Jay Bird learned about me through doing the recaps, and at the LA show that we did on the Blimes and Gap tour that they opened up for him, I got to do a song, and maybe that's where he was like, oh yeah, that'd be a good idea. But when I first saw Jay Bird, I walked up to him, I'm like, I know who you are, what's up? I'm Zoo, but he ain't know who I was. But now that's all, he knows who I am now. It's just a crazy opportunity, man. And they're all super like embracing, like everyone that was on his team on the tour, that sets up the lights, all this, they're super cool. So that's what's gonna make me feel excited about going on this tour, because I'm gonna be so far away from home and then not knowing anyone, but they are super welcoming. So like that was the best part, really.
How strange is that you're so far away from home and you don't know anyone, but the closest people that you know are fucking
the reason I'm
like,
even doing music and
nuts,
shit,
bro.
Yeah.
That's fucking. I'm genuinely so fucking juiced for you,
bruh. And my main thing about why I feel so good about it is people always say, "Don't meet your idols," because you're gonna be disappointed. Like Slug is the opposite. If anything, I'll fuck with him even more. I'm like, I try to give him props. He's too humble. He's too humble for that shit. He would shoot it down and make fun of himself or something like. And, you know, like I respect that. Like, I'm
Right,
like, yeah, because
100.
I'm the same way. If someone's complimenting me too much, I'm going to make fun of it or something, you know, just like, you're being too nice. But he's super cool. And like, that's my favorite part about him. Honestly, he was just way better than I could have ever imagined.
That's
as a
the
person,
dream, bro.
You know,
That's
fuck
some
the music.
dreams
As a
come true
person,
shit.
how are you? Like, oh, you're fucking amazing. I fuck with you.
Yeah. Well, that's
how I
awesome,
function.
man. Congrats on that. Big
Thank
congrats.
you.
Yeah, bro.
It's crazy.
So, real quick, correct me if memory serves, and it rarely does. We met in person in San Francisco, correct?
It wasn't San Diego?
Like I said,
Either
I'm not
or.
sure. Yeah,
Either
or.
In my head, we met in San Diego, but it could have been
word?
San Francisco too, though.
Okay.
Either or, to be honest. I have a terrible memory.
I remember we were together in San Francisco, but I just can't remember if that was the first time. Because Instagram, you know, we had already talked and all that shit.
You know what's crazy? When we went, we stayed at the same Days Inn hotel that y'all was at, that you took a picture of me and my...
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And I was like, oh my God, I've been here before. And I pulled up that same photo you took to Garrett, my homie. And I'm like, bro, I've been here before.
You saying
and we
just
stayed
when
in
you
the
went...
same exact room, 109. I swear to God, I can't make this shit up.
Yo, that's crazy.
Bro, it's a fucking trip.
That's nuts.
It's a fucking trip. Yeah.
Wow.
My life has been nothing but shit like that, where I'm like, what the fuck? Connected dots, full circles.
Yeah.
It's too fucked up.
That's beautiful. No, it's awesome, dog.
It's
a mind fuck.
Bro. Yeah,
I like to know that you know that it's a mind fuck.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That's half the fun.
That's what made me think that nothing is coincidence. I used to walk a thin line between anything predestined or is it coincidence? Shit just happening. But then there's too many coincidences. Where It's like I'd just be ignorant to ignore all these signs and be like, oh, shit's just happening. That's random. Nah, fuck no. There's something there going on. I don't know what it is, obviously, but something is. That's where I find meaning in life too, though. Like, trying to convince myself everything has a meaning to it. Because if you don't, then it's like nothing has meaning. Who knows?
I understand that.
You gotta find the meaning and stuff.
Right. And that's something I struggle with. But it's cool knowing that someone like you has that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's so I don't go crazy thinking it's all pointless. Like, I gotta believe there's some plan, something, I don't know.
Yeah.
Just, I got to make up my own theories on what's going on since, we were talking about earlier, I've never been religious, never got taken to church. I have to find my own little belief system.
It says recording on it?
Yeah, it says recording.
I can't tell you, I can tell you how many times, like maybe 3. But like we'll sit here and we'll do like an hour.
And it wasn't?
You know, I mean, you might know how that goes. Fucking cameras, bro.
My worst thing is deleting someone's footage.
Yeah. Oh,
it's happened like twice. It's so terrible.
Nightmare shit.
It's very nightmarish.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
So terrible. Come the fuck on. Come on. Hell yeah.
Yeah. By the way, my friend Drew.
Yeah, we're in here.
He's playing the background. He's young Jamie in this shit. When I introduced him, I was like, Drew, Zoo. We're already rapping. You know what I'm saying?
Off top.
Yeah.
I have Tourette's with that. I'll interrupt someone's conversation and rhyme with something they said and then just like let them continue. But it will stop the momentum of their conversation.
Right.
But it's like Tourette, bro. My mind's always on like, oh, what rhymes with whatever. Like, me and Chase will play a game called bar pong where he'll just start a phrase and then everyone in the room is trying to rhyme it. And that's how I got way better. But it's Tourette's now.
Yeah. He's talking about Chase Moore for listeners. Chase Moore is a friend of the show. I can't remember what episode he did, but I get a lot of compliments on that episode.
It's so good.
Yeah, he's a funny
guy.
Amazing.
He's Shout out Chase Moore.
Yeah, for sure. We got to get him back on here.
Wait, his name is Chase Moore?
Yeah, you know the video you sent to the chat? It's Mustard rapping and shit?
Oh, yeah.
He's behind a lot of that.
Oh, he like mixed all that, made the little theme music, all that. He's recording all the voices.
That shit's brilliant. More brilliant, his name is Chase Moore.
Yeah.
Like pussy or
anything.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever you needed to be in your life at that time.
Yeah. It's
Chase Moore
applicable
of that.
to whoever's hearing it. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, speaking of names, it's funny because the few times we've been around each other in like the crew or whatever, I always kind of thought of you before I got to know you as like on a high note adjacent. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And people kind of tend to think the same about me just because we have so many mutual friends or whatever, you know? But it's funny because they call you Zoo and they call me Zooks. So several times people will be like Zoo or Zooks and we're both like, yo, you know what I mean? And yeah, it's crazy.
I met a producer through Veil the Wonder in New York. His producer name is Zumo. And when I introduced myself to him, I'm like, I'm Zoo. And he's like, what the fuck? I'm Zoo. And I'm like, what? He's like, well, I'm Zumo. I'm like, well, I'm Zoodeville.
Yeah.
But everyone calls me Zoo. And I was like, yeah, everyone calls me Zoo. I'm like, damn, we're going to need to do some shit about this.
Yeah, we're going to need to assign numbers or some shit.
Yeah, so that shit is a trip too. Yeah, that's tight though. ZOOKS. Zoo.
Yeah,
come on.
For sure.
That's fire.
When I became aware of you, you were going by Hide and Seek Zoo.
Yeah,
right.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And when I first, the full disclosure, when I first heard that name, within 20 seconds, I like ran the gamut of emotions. I was like, Hide and Seek Zoo, the fuck?
Yeah,
that's weird. It's kind of cool.
Yeah,
that's really cool. That shit fire.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
that's
it
why
was
I
that
changed
quick.
it.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah. That initial reaction you had is why I changed it.
But it didn't take me long to go because I thought it was like a crew initially. I don't know why. It
sounds crazy.
Yeah.
It sounds crazy.
What? How did you get that name?
So the hide and seek was just something that I knew I wanted to zoo in it, just because like I went to like a super white high school. It was like mostly white people, so all the Mexicans hung out together. You know, it was just one of those situations. And it just felt like a zoo.
Right.
You know, like everyone just looked so different and shit. I'm like, I want zoo in my name. Look, what could I add to zoo that would sound tight? Hide and seek. I was just a little kid, you know? So, just saying whatever. And then it stuck. And then the reason I changed it is every time someone would ask me what my rap name was, I was kind of embarrassed.
I get it.
Because I knew they were going to be like, hide and what? Hide and seek zoo. Hide and seek zoo? Yeah. Okay. And I didn't like that exchange. I'm like, and I just grew out of it. Like I changed as a person, my sound changed. I'm like, all right, Zoodeville it is.
Yeah.
And I changed it to that just off a play off of Coupe de Ville, like a car.
Right.
But then when I realized it, I'm like, oh my God, there's more meaning to it. So I'm from Vacaville, and just like by Vallejo, Sacramento area.
Yeah.
Voltageville, they call it now.
Yeah.
So, all them electric chargers.
Yo, so like zoo and then DE in Spanish, it means from in English, there. So it's like Zoodeville, like zoo from Ville. Like, and I was like, oh my God, I didn't even think about making it that. And then that, like, everything happens for a reason.
Right, there you go.
Bro, I
there
swear
you go.
to God, it's so
And you got them horns on today. It's all fucking coming together,
The
dog.
other day, I was shooting a video with my homie GI, shout out GI and Garrett Gloom. And we went to a studio that was in the back house of, like, I think his friend's house. And his uncle was outside taking out the trash. And I'm like, oh, I'm Zoo. And he's like, oh, Zoo the Devil. Because I had this.
Oh,
and I'm like, oh my God, I never thought about that.
Yeah,
Devil
that
was
works.
in my fucking name. Like, I didn't even... I just be doing shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I just be doing shit,
bro.
dog.
And it just like all connects. It's fucked up.
Yeah.
But yeah, that I used to go by Hide and Seek Zoo. Changed it in like 2017, I want to say. Maybe 2016.
Yeah.
You ever heard that cat, King Cruel?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
Kind of sounds familiar.
He's dope. Well, King Cruel was the bad guy in Donkey Kong, right?
Oh, okay.
King
Then
K.
yeah, that's
Rool
why.
or
Yeah,
whatever.
the crocodile with
yeah,
the crown
the
and
alligator
shit.
king or whatever.
Okay.
But no, that kid, his name used to be Zoo Kid, and then he changed his name to King Cruel, and they're like, "Why you change your name?" He's like, "I don't do because I'm trying to do music for a long time, and I'm not trying to be a kid." Like when I'm in my 50s, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you don't want to be Zoo
Right.
Kid when you're in your 50s or whatever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So he changed it or whatever. That's tight that you also had a Zoo childhood name that got
And I had to
updated.
I had to
upgraded.
just grow out of stuff.
Yeah. No, for sure.
That's interesting. Yeah.
So you're from Vacaville. You probably don't know this. I'm originally from a place called Placerville, which is an hour east of Vacaville.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, like heading more towards Sacramento.
Yeah,
area.
exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Like Yolo County-ish?
Yeah, my whole childhood was up there.
That's-
Folsom, like all that area.
that's
and shit.
What,
crazy.
Zoo, can I just say this fool from is that 707 still?
No, that's
That's like 916 maybe?
9 exactly. That's
Okay,
916.
fire. I'm
All right, either
707
way,
for
he,
sure.
he close enough. He don't like Mac Dre. He doesn't like a lot of my. I was dating a girl during the hyphy era
Shit,
and
yeah.
I got sued, and I would always try and play this shit for this fool, and he's like, "Dog, it's so corny."
It's
so
an
goddamn
acquired
corny.
taste.
Yeah.
A lot of Bay Area music is. When I
Yeah.
first started just getting older, I was super into like underground hip hop, and I was like, I don't like this Bay shit. Like I
Right.
like this underground shit. And then
Yeah.
like, you know, like you just
Give me some names though. Who are some of the people that are like this is what, you're 14, 15 freshman, sophomore,
when I started rapping or just getting into underground
getting
music?
into hip hop?
Hip hop or underground hip hop? Because
Damn,
there's
I
like a
don't-
difference, kind of.
I like it, yeah, break it down,
let's,
whatever.
I kind of want to go from the bottom.
Okay,
Start from
first
the bottom.
rapper I ever looked at and was like, that is tight was
How old are
50
you?
Cent. I'm
Oh.
27.
This is my
No,
man
no,
right
no,
here,
no. How
dog.
old are you when you first see 50 Cent? I mean,
Oh, I don't know. I was probably like third, fourth grade, maybe
This
like
my man right
2003,
here, bro.
2004-ish.
10, 11, maybe.
I forget.
Hey, I forget. That's kind of. I don't remember how old I was in 5th grade neither.
Yeah.
But
I just know
So-
by grade because like I was in 1995, so
Yeah.
like kindergarten 2000. 2001, I'm in first grade.
Right,
That's how I
right.
gauged like that time.
so
Yeah.
50 Cent, you made points with that one. That's his.
That's my
fucking-
guy.
Yeah, first rapper I just looked at, you're just a kid, and I'm like, he's super cool.
Fuck
Like that's
yeah.
tight, you know? And then maybe like 2-3 years later, I found Atmosphere, and then he was the first one that made me think, oh, I could do this in the
Yeah.
sense of like, I can't rap about what 50 Cent was rapping about.
Right.
And I'm not trying to make it a like mainstream and underground debate because I think they're both dope. But it was just like, I'm not going to rap about what 50 Cent's rapping about because I'm a little kid. I'm not
Yeah.
doing anything 50 Cent is doing. Then
Like-
I'm like in middle school getting in relationships and I'm like, oh, Slug is speaking to me.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, I could do this. I have shit I want to say about what I'm going through. I'm like, I could do that. And
Yeah.
that's how that happened.
What
Right.
year of Slug was this? This is like after. This is.
This was like 2005 when I 4 when I first.
Is that
That's
like Painted Gold?
seven-
The
No,
Light
Painted
Lemons
Gold
or
was like
whatever?
2008.
I want to say
yeah.
05 was like Seven's Travels.
Seven's Travels was out probably. Maybe You Can't Imagine How Much Fun You're
Yeah.
Having is barely coming out or the rollout
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
But I was at that time I was listening to like the Overcast and God Loves Ugly,
Right.
Lucy Ford stuff. You
Right,
know,
right.
as a
Overcast,
fourth
highly
grader,
underrated.
Like,
Yeah,
that
Highly
shit
the
was
OG
underrated.
atmosphere, headshots, and all that
just,
shit.
it just blew my mind. Just hearing shit and knowing that no one else was listening to it also
Yeah.
like made me think I was cool as shit.
Fuck
you
yeah,
know,
that's
you
half
know?
the reason to get into underground.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Shit, you know
You're
what
like,
I mean?
oh, I got this thing that's just like me.
That's
like no one else
mine.
knows. Like,
Yep.
you know.
And then when you meet someone who also knows it, you're like, fuck, I guess
Oh
we
my
gotta be
God.
friends, bro.
Yeah,
'cause-
exactly.
yeah,
Because I
yeah.
don't know anyone else who enjoys this shit.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, absolutely.
Literally how we became friends.
Yeah,
It's just-
yeah.
What the downside and dark side to that is people have this sense of like elitism with
Oh,
like
yeah.
I listen to underground, like it's way realer than mainstream shit.
Yeah.
And it's like that's just as ignorant as the mainstream shit you hate.
100%.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
just as ignorant,
Why can't
just
you
in a
like
different
both,
way.
bro? Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing I learned. I learned to like break out of because I was one of those where I was like, "Fuck mainstream shit," like
Yeah.
all underground. It's
We've all
ignorant.
gone through
it's
that.
Just
Our
ignorant
elitist
too,
stage.
You know, it's
Yeah.
like,
What is that though? Because there's nothing better than finding something that nobody else knows about. And if it's just you and one homie and you guys dig on something that nobody else knows about, it's tight. But if they blow up and everybody fucking and all of a sudden the kids that used to make fun of you wearing their shirt, just you hear them listening to their music in the car on the way to school and shit, and you abandon them, right? You gotta be like, I don't fuck with that no more.
I know people that like were like, oh, I liked them until they blew up.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, it was never about the music then. You just like
Yes.
that they were underground in yours,
Yeah.
and now that they're everyone else's, you're like, oh, fuck that. It's
Yeah.
like, you're what? That's
Which
dumb.
is some hatery shit because it's better for them to be known by more people.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You should be happy for them.
Yeah,
Exactly.
100%.
That's why I'm happy for Odd Future and Kendrick Lamar and all these cats that we all used to listen to. You know what I mean? When
Yeah.
they're playing the fucking airliner in LA. You know what I'm saying?
No,
The
I'm gonna be real.
airliner, that's a trip.
Yeah.
Like I think that's closed now.
Oh yeah,
Closed.
yeah, they
that's
closed.
a trip.
I had
think that
many
this
good
is their
nights at
last
the airliner,
weekend.
dog.
When?
This weekend is the last weekend.
Of the
I
airliner?
thought they'd been
believe so.
closed.
I thought they'd been closed too.
Yeah, that's crazy. Okay.
That's what the fuck I'm here for. I'll look it up.
Okay.
Yeah, come on. But
Because
yeah,
I know like
airliner.
what was the weekly? Low End. I know Low End ended. But yeah, I thought the airliner had already closed. Maybe they tried to reopen or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder.
Have you
Yeah.
you played there? Obviously.
I got to do like a song. No, yeah, I did it. There was like a Cypher Effect show or something there. I got to do
Okay.
a set on the downstairs, and then I got
Okay.
to play one song in the upstairs one.
Okay. Yeah.
It's probably like 2014.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
almost
about
a
when I
decade
was
ago,
over there.
bro.
Yeah, bro.
Time flies.
It's nuts.
bro.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
It's a trip.
Yeah, yeah. So how, if you could remember, or even just give me a grade, like when was it that you actually? Do you remember like the first time you wrote a rap song?
I still know the rap song I
love
wrote.
it, dog.
It's it was in like 5th grade. Here's another full circle moment. It has the word zoo in it.
No shit.
Bruh, I swear to God. It was, mind you, I was like in 5th grade, but it went like, yo, 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 your mama's a hoe, but your daddy don't know because he's at the zoo picking up monkey poo. Literally, that was it. And bro, it had zoo in it. You know what I mean? I was like, that was like the first thing yeah.
That's fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody freestyles it. Motherfuckers go on Sway in the morning, you know, 5 Fingers of Death, but they on the
come
way
with a
there
written.
in the car, they're fucking going over in their head 1,000 times.
I would. Shit.
Yeah, I was about to say I wouldn't ever freestyle on the radio.
Fuck
It's like
no.
I have one chance to impress everyone
Yeah.
watching. Why I can't risk it freestyling? I'm going through with a written, a
Especially
funny
if
one.
you're confident in your writtens.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, why would I waste the time
Exactly.
and do some bullshit
and
you know?
risk like this opportunity to fuck up? Like,
Yeah.
I'm a, and plus there's like different meanings on freestyle. I guess
Yeah.
it's like, is it off the top or just a verse? It's called freestyle verse. So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, I think back in the day I would have been like, "Oh, you're not freestyling," but it's like, bro, that don't even matter anymore.
Yeah, we've all been that guy.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
But have you ever like freestyled in the shot, like really off the top, and like said some torrential shit, and you're just like, Jesus Christ, that just came out of my mouth? I did that.
Well, that's how I write now. Like I used to like, write on paper, then I used to write in my notes. Now I'll just turn the voice memo on, play the beat and start freestyling. And then I'll listen to the voice memo. I'm like, I like that flow and I like this 4 bars. Oh, I could change the third one though. I was freestyling, but I could change it. And that's how I write now. I just freestyle.
No shit.
Because it's like there's new things you discover about yourself when you're just off the top and not thinking too much.
Sure.
Like I think a lot of people's problem with making music is they think too much. Like just feel, just do. Like a lot of people try to go in there to impress other people. It's like, all right, you're doing a disservice to yourself at that point. Just make, just create, and be yourself.
Yeah.
That's your best bet. Be you.
I love it.
That's kind of my formula now.
Right. Yeah. How recent is that? Like, how long have you been doing it that way?
Maybe like a year and a half ago. But I also rarely make music now, just because shooting videos has took over my life. But I'm getting back into it now. Like I have shit stacked up ready to drop this year. But last year I only dropped 1 song, and before I used to drop an album every year.
Right.
So like really slowed down. But as I've been like not making music, my numbers have still been going up just through shooting video and being out there. And I've also gotten really good in the meantime. So I'm like, all right, at least when I come back, it's some crazy shit.
Yeah,
flex.
So,
I get that.
Yeah,
flex
no,
on
I
them.
get that. I 100%
so, like,
get that.
Yeah. So it's good. Like I kind of like that I took a break. Shit could burn you out sometimes.
Sure. How old were you, or what grade were you in when you first performed in front of someone, like on stage and shit?
Oh, I was junior year. I was already coming down here to LA to do shows.
Okay.
My first show was this is another full circle moment, was in North Hollywood, where I ended up moving to when I moved out here.
Okay.
It was in a backyard. It was with Reverie, Self-Provoked, That's when like Exer and Oh No were like a group.
Yeah.
Linowski, Enz was
homies.
there.
Yeah,
so many people that ended up just being pillars in the scene. Like, we were just in a backyard, and I told I couldn't drive at the time, so I'm like, drive me down. It's my first show ever, And that was junior year.
Okay. Crazy.
For years, I was driving the Greyhound to do the shows.
Yeah.
Wait, you were driving the Greyhound?
Taking it. Taking it.
You just hijacked a Greyhound. You're like, listen, lady, this is where the fuck we going right now.
It's like, I don't know where y'all was trying to go.
This is what's
I
happening.
got a rap, dog.
Get used to it.
I got a show at 8 p.m.
Make
tonight.
peace with it. You're going to get dropped off a little bit outside your area.
That's so funny. Yeah.
How nervous were you the first time you were on stage, or were you nervous?
I was nervous. I fucked up one song, but then I did it at the end of my set and killed it.
Okay.
I really what it was more that like the stuff I was making just wasn't best for shows, and I didn't know that yet. And then once I got really comfortable with my music, all the stage fright went away. Like nowadays, if there's a big ass crowd, it's so much easier for me. If there's like 14 people out there, I'm being a nervous wreck. I'll still kill it, but it's like harder, once there's like 150, 200 people, it's like they become invisible because there's just so many faces. It's like, oh, it's good. And now I'm comfortable with my shit. I know they're gonna love it.
Right.
Like not on some cocky shit, but I'm just like, I just know.
Yeah,
you're
confident.
so like,
no,
it goes
100%
well.
Get it.
Yeah.
More
you're
times than not.
seasoned.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely. I've told that to people before because unless you've done it, you would assume performing, no matter what you're doing, fucking playing basketball or whatever, you know what I mean? You would assume that doing anything in front of 1,000 people would be way scarier than like 10 people. And I've always disagreed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's easier. I feel like I would go in there and kill it. Just like I'm not gonna look at one person. There's so many. Like I could just tune you guys out.
You kind of have to stare into the void.
Yeah, just tune you guys out. Now, if there's like 7 people, I know the only thing they're paying attention to is me.
Yeah.
There's 10 million, 10,000. Some people are talking to each other.
They're on their phone.
Sure.
They're making
You know
out.
what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, making out for sure.
Yeah.
Ideally, how would you feel about that if you were doing a song and you recognize you're like a lot of motherfuckers making out right now? Would you be hyped on that, or would you be that's not really the intent?
Girls don't really pop up to like hip hop shows, so I'll be like, oh, there's girls in here. Oh, we're lit right now for sure.
Just 2 girls making out.
2 girls. That's even better.
This is what I do it for.
That's what I came
do it on the
for. You
strength.
guys right here.
What's your take on like crowd control in terms of like the call and response shit? You know the old timey hip hop shit. Let me hear everybody on the left side. Let me hear everybody on the right side. That shit. Where you weigh in on that? Because it seems to be a controversial thing amongst performers nowadays.
I don't have anything against people that do that. I technically don't like to do that just because it's like that's the go-to thing. Like,
do you like it when you're at a show watching somebody and they're like, now everybody?
I'll put my hands up if it's really dope. But also, like, I've been so spoiled to be like backstage at hella shows and stuff. I won't even go to a show.
That's
honestly, if I'm in the crowd. You feel me? Like, I ain't even showing up.
Yeah.
But like the whole like when I say hip, y'all say hop. I ain't doing that.
Nah.
Never done that. Not once.
Not once. Bro.
Oh, you get to stand
even when
on
I was
that.
young, I'm like, I'm not doing that shit.
Yeah.
Like when there's nothing wrong with it. It's just not me. It's just not me.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna do. I've only did this one time. I was like, when I say bitch, all of y'all say please, bitch, please. That's a good one. It was me making fun of like the hip hop thing.
That's a good one.
I'm a remix it, but you know, like my whole thing, bro. Like I have this friend. His name's Satire. I don't know if you guys.
I know
him.
Satire.
Bro.
He was supposed to do this shit,
bro.
With the Y, yeah.
He's one of my favorite live performers, and
He's amazing.
What's crazy is he'll just do it with a mic stand in the middle.
Yeah,
but he'll have so much energy.
Yeah,
and you're just fixated watching him because he's not moving around, nothing. And I picked that up. I'm like, I like the mic stand. Fuck yeah. Like, that makes people pay attention.
Yeah.
And then when I went on the Blimes and Gap tour, Dave B from Seattle opened up for them. And the way he carries himself on a stage in between songs, it reminds me of how a comedian is up there just super. You know when comedians know they're funny and they'll just let it simmer and let it be quiet.
Let it breathe.
And then just say something and it makes people laugh. Dave B was like that. And I'm like, I love that. Like, you're chill. You're not like trying to make people make noise when it's quiet. You'll let it all simmer and say one word that's funny or some shit.
Right.
And I mix both of those live performances qualities into mine. Yeah. You know, and now like I play at shows with like my homies, NoFun, and they're super energetic and it makes sense for their music, so that when I go up there and I'm on my chill shit on the mic, it makes people hone in because it's a different thing.
Yeah.
It's like that what works for me.
The loudest guy in the room gets listened to the least. The quietest guy in the room, when he decides to say something, everybody keys in.
It's a quality of that for sure. There's
the
something
juxtaposition.
It's something like that for sure. That, and my friends pointed it out to me. It wasn't even me that realized that. My friends were like, yo, when you go up there, like I know we're all going crazy, and then you're like chill, but that makes people really pay attention.
Right, the contrast.
And I was like,
too.
why is this guy super chill? What's he about to say? Type shit, you know. So that's kind of how I approach that. You know.
Yeah, and you're not. I know what you mean by chill, but I have seen you perform in real life and online, obviously, and you have energy, but it's all in your. It comes in spurts, but it's not like you don't raise your voice energy, but you know what I mean? It's all.
And I'm not like jumping around or anything.
Yeah, no, it's like an intensity in your face, you know what I mean? And your body movements and your hands and shit.
Yeah,
and I notice you're just right there tied to the mic stand, you know what I mean? And it's tight. It fits your style very well.
Thank you.
You
bro.
know,
I think one of the first times you see me perform was probably in San Diego.
Probably,
and that was the first time I ever did Adderall.
Oh yeah.
And then I performed on it, and I was like, "This is incredible, bro!" Like I was not worried about remembering my shit because I was just super focused.
100%.
And I felt like it was one of my better performances. I was like, "Damn, I needed." I mean, I don't do it to perform, but like just realize that I could tap into something like that in my head. It made me more confident.
We can edit this out if you'd like to, but what's the gnarliest drug story that you have?
In 2014, I got into like psychedelics and shit. Like I don't do psychedelics now or any drugs really. Like I just smoke weed now. Like I just calm down. But like in 2014, bro, I was doing shrooms, acid, the whole thing, like the whole year.
Yeah.
Bruh. So one time I did like a eighth of shrooms and I was like, dude, I feel so good and so happy. The next time I'm gonna double the dosage, thinking like I'm gonna feel even happier and even better. And it doesn't work like that, bruh. So like I ate 5 grams of shrooms, bro, and I threw them up in like 30 seconds. So I thought they weren't gonna hit. Yeah. And for some reason, I thought it'd be hella fun to go to Knott's Berry Farm in Anaheim, I think it is.
Berry Farm or Scary Farm?
Knott's Berry Farm.
Okay, so it wasn't like you ain't go because that would have been a lot.
Scary.
Yeah,
I can't even lie, it got scary. But I was with some friends that like probably weren't the best friends to watch me when I'm because they've never taken it, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I ate 5 grams and I spit them out like and threw them up in like 30 seconds. I'm like, oh, they're not gonna hit. Let's go to this fucking Knott's Berry Farm. I'm at the clerk lady. And it starts to hit me, and she's in the booth, and there's hella people outside. Like I can't really hear her, so I don't know how much I'm supposed to pay. So I'm like, all right, just give her $20. If she keeps looking at you, put another 20 until she just takes the money, and that means you paid for whatever it costs. So I'm like, here's a 20.
So $280 later,
I remember giving her like I think 60, and she gave me change or whatever. I think. So then it starts hitting me right there, right? And then you know how like in these theme parks you have to go through a little turnstile thing, the little metal bar and shit.
Yeah.
Starts hitting me, and my friend's in front of me, and I'm like, dude, if I'm not in that same little turnstile as him, I'm gonna be locked out. Like for some reason I thought that. Yeah. So he's like turning in, I jump into that little space with him and shit, and he's like, what the fuck? And I'm like, just go.
Yeah.
And then you know, like they're starting to realize I'm tripping out. And then, long story short, I'm in there and I start thinking like, yo, realistically, there's so many people here I don't know. If someone wanted to stab me, they could stab me. Like I'm in a crowd full of people. What's to stop someone from just coming and pop, pop, pop? So then I'm like, all right, we got to go. Whatever. We go to Buffalo Wild Wings after this. And on the way there, I think it was the speed of the car that made me feel like all the emotions that are in the human spectrum in the span of like 30 seconds. I was like happy, sad, mad, angry, all those like super quick. Yeah. And I think it was because I was looking out the window and we were on the freeway. And it's just, I don't know, bro. It's trippy. We go to the fucking Buffalo Wild Wings, whatever. I'm tripping balls there. We leave.
This story took a turn. I was waiting for knots and this and that. And you're like,
yeah, we left that bitch.
And we got to it quick.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're at Buffalo Wild Wings, right?
So what made me really leave Knott's Berry Farm is that a lot of the rides have their own themes and shit, right? So the entrance to one is like a dark cave, but it was just scary. The line, you know, like where you wait for it and shit. So then we leave. We go to Buffalo Wild Wings. I'm tripping there, whatever. When we dip and we're walking to the car in the parking lot, my pants fall. Like my underwear's still on, whatever, but my pants fall. And my friends are like, yo, pick your fucking pants up. Like, is there hella people around? And in my head, I'm like, okay, before I even say this, I was so high. Dude, this whole time that I was on shrooms, I was so high, I forgot I was on shrooms. So everything that I'm feeling, I thought I'm going crazy. Yeah. Like I didn't register it as like I'm tripping. And no one ever told me like, hey, you took some shrooms, you're tripping. So I'm just like, dude, I died. This is purgatory between heaven and hell, right? Shit. We're in the parking lot. My pants fall. All my friends are like, yo, pick your fucking pants up. And I'm like, bro, none of this matters. Like, it's like who fucking cares about my fucking pants, bro? Real fucking talk. Like, just walk to the fucking car. And I'm walking with my pants down to my ankles, whatever.
Around your ankles.
Once when I'm there, I put them up, whatever. It starts wearing off. At this point, it's hours after I'd taken them. Yeah. And I'm in the back of behind the driver's seat. And for some reason, I started coming back to me that like, oh, wait, this might be real life, maybe, right? And I'm like, all right, one way to find out. I'm going to sock my friend driving. Yes. Bro, if my friend reacts to me socking him, this shit is real life. Yeah. So he's just driving, and then I'm like, bah. And he reacts, and right away, I look at everyone, I'm like, I'm so fucking sorry. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Because I realized everything the whole day was real. Yeah.
Time out, y'all were in a moving vehicle when
and I socked him.
Okay.
Bruh, that's 5 grams of shrooms. Yeah. I've told this story so many times to my friends.
And then he crashed and you died, and this is purgatory.
this is actually purgatory.
Yeah. Welcome so, like, to the depths.
They forgave me. They knew I was tripping. But yeah, that was it honestly was super healthy for me. Yeah. Like, because bro, I had a girl with me that I just met, and hey, shout out her, because even after seeing me like that, she still fucked with me. I was like, all right, cool,
That's
I got
right.
it. But like, when I was looking at her in the car on the way to Buffalo Wild Wings, when I would look at her face would morph into all the faces of women that I've had just close relationships with that meant to something to me, and it made me cry because I saw like cousins, my mom in her face, just women in general, and that's what made me really think I died. I'm like, why am I thinking? And when I would look at my friends, I would stare at them, but it was in like I was appreciating them. But to them, I'm just staring at them hella hard. You feel me? So they think I'm going crazy.
Long story short, don't do drugs, kids.
Man,
I mean,
but honestly, it taught me so much. It taught me so much about myself. Like, I think any bad trip you have is really your brain making you think about shit you need to digest mentally.
Yeah,
you feel
I agree with that.
And ever since then, I was like, damn, I've tripped like maybe two or three times after that, but it didn't seem necessary anymore. Like everything that I needed to learn about myself in that whole year that I was doing psychedelics, I figured myself out.
Yeah.
That's what homeboy said. What's his name? Alan Watts?
Yeah.
Yeah. He said when you, if you get the phone call, or once you pick up the receiver, hang up the phone. Essentially, like, you could delve into psychedelics, you can do a deep dive, and you get the message that you need to get. And once you get what that moment of clarity, hang up the phone, quit doing them shits.
That's so good.
And that happened to me, and I got what I needed to get from it, so I hung up. And a lot of my friends didn't, and they're not
just
doing well
gone.
anymore.
Damn. That's a trip. Yeah,
because this is the thing. You got to respect the motherfuckers. You got
bro.
The gods of ancient, if you will. Like, you can conceive with them, you can converse with them, but once you get what you need to get from it, hang up the motherfucking phone.
Yeah.
Or else it get weird.
Because at that point, I feel like you're abusing the real reason you're supposed to take them. Like, I started going to the movie theater just because it was like, all right, going to nature isn't doing it for me anymore. I've done it so many times. Let me go to the movie theater and watch a movie.
Did you get humbled ever? Did you ever have like such a fucking bad where you're like, oh, I didn't treat this with the respect that I ought to have?
Oh, I think every bad trip I've had, like especially the 5 grams one, like that super humbled me.
You went to Knott's Berry Farm. Motherfuckers had farms of berries. Boy, they invented boysenberry at that farm in Buena Park.
Man,
and you went there and treated it trivially.
Man,
you learned and your pants fell down.
And my pants
they
fell.
came for you, dog.
Yeah.
They really checked the shit out of me. But yeah, I thank them. Like, it taught me so much about myself, but that's why I don't do them anymore. It's like, I don't know what else. I know what's wrong with me. I know what's good. I know what I need to work on. Like, it just helped me gain perspective.
Yeah. Well,
that's my craziest drug story.
Yeah.
Really. Go whoa.
All right, craziest sex story. Go. Just kidding.
Fucking on acid. That is ridiculous.
He's like, it's my second craziest drug story, which is my first favorite or craziest sex story.
Yeah.
No, short answer. Yeah.
Right.
Fucking on acid is
for
insane.
sure. I've not done that.
Have you ever vomited during sex? Before, after, or during?
Yes.
Nah.
You have?
Well, I'm drunk a lot.
Oh, that's true.
So, yeah.
I can't even
exert yourself.
I do.
Yeah.
I can't even fuck if I'm drunk. Like, so that's never happened.
Neither can I. I'm too busy throwing up.
Yeah, there you go. She thinks she finna get dick. I'm about to start freestyling.
I'm over here microdosing Viagra, so I stay ready.
Fire.
You ain't got to get ready if you stay ready. Dog.
That's 100% true.
Yeah. If you ever walked up in a room like just semi-chubbed up, you command dominance. There's a fucking
semi-chubbed up.
Yeah.
I
Not
love
fully.
it.
Fully is a little weird, but halfway. You know what I mean? You walk in a room and you assert real quick, like, I'm fucking above all these. Like, I'm calling the shots here.
'Cause I'm ready.
Y'all are listening.
I'm right way
running the
ready
show.
right now.
I'm in the driver's seat, dog.
That's crazy.
That's my recommendation to you. As a Bay Area kid, would you consider Vacaville Bay Area?
I would never say it's Bay Area because then there'll be comments like it's technically not the Bay.
Right, but
it's the
motherfuckers
first
down here
city.
will say Bay Area.
Yeah, I say it to people who have no idea what Vacaville is because it's like, then I got to explain where the fuck that's at. So I'm just like, oh, Bay Area.
How far are you from Vallejo?
Like 15 minutes.
So that, I mean,
It's just technically the first city right outside of the Northeast Bay. Like, what would you guys consider the first city right outside of East LA? That's not East LA.
Whittier.
I literally just was reading about this like 3 days ago.
Is Whittier LA County?
Yeah, I think so.
Then La Habra.
Okay.
I think La Habra used to be LA County and now it's Orange County.
Well, I went to Mud's thing in Montebello, And I was
Mount
like,
Butthole?
I was
That's
gonna
East
say,
LA?
I was gonna say, I was putting it on the Instagram or whatever, and I was like, yeah, in East LA, and I'm like, I'm kind of talking out my ass because I don't know if that's East LA. So then I'm like a fucking square, like, what is technically East LA? What cities?
right.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And it didn't. It was like East
Wasn't-
LA is considered. I don't know, west of Montebello, south of this place.
Okay.
No, you know what I mean? I'm like, so is it East LA or not? So then
Right.
like, what the fuck? But they're
Yeah.
all like east of the, you know what I mean? So I'm like,
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. So I was like,
I know
Montebello,
hella
fuck it.
motherfuckers from Montebello, and they claim East Los all day.
Do
Yeah.
they? Okay.
Okay.
So Vacaville would be the first city considered not the Bay, like right at, you know.
Oh,
Okay.
you're like,
First one
so then
outside
what
of the
would you be
east,
considered
northeast.
as?
What happened?
If you're not the Bay, what would you?
I guess the valley. They call it the valley up there, you know.
Valle de Vaca,
You
Valley
know?
of the cows, dog.
Yeah, come on. But yeah, but everyone there is listening to Bay Area music. You're right,
Right.
there. It's just like the same culture. It's just technically don't say it's the Bay because people will come for you, I guess,
Right.
you know. But like if I'm in fucking Texas or like fucking the East Coast and they're like, where you
Exactly.
from? Bay Area. 'Cause they
Yeah.
ain't gonna know what the fuck Vacaville is.
I say I'm from LA because I'm not gonna say Orange. Like no one knows what the fuck that is. You know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
Where I'm from, and before I knew all the just cities out here, everything down here was LA to me.
Yeah.
It didn't matter. You
Oh,
say
for sure.
Anaheim, I'm going to LA.
Yeah.
I just that's how everyone sees it when you're not from here.
Exactly.
It's all LA, but technically there's other
Right.
shit. Yeah.
Right.
So out of all the tour spots that you're headed toward, what's the one that you're most excited about?
That's a good question.
Paris, even though I've heard very bad things about Paris. Paris. Yeah. Yeah. I've
I
heard,
have two, but that's one you gotta just mark off.
Yeah, I
like,
have to.
you know
I
what I'm
have
saying?
to. I'm excited. I've always wanted to go. You know, I have like friends that in NoFun that like do modeling and shit, and they're with agencies. They get sent over there, and then they come back with like terrible stories about it.
Yeah.
Like you know, like the French people are dicks sometimes.
Yeah,
Shout out
yeah.
to French people. I've just heard this shit. I don't know, but
Right.
you know, and then I'm like, damn, man, I'm going with all these bad ideas in my head, but I'm still going, and I'm gonna have a great time. You know what I'm saying? But
absolutely.
That's pretty much where I really want to go, bro. Over there is Spain, which is not on the tour, but I love Spain.
Yo,
all I
'cause
listen
you like
to,
taking naps, motherfucker.
you
It's
feel
'cause
me?
it's
Like,
siesta at 4 o'clock. You're like,
Bruh,
yeah, I'm with
yes.
this culture.
yeah, all I listen to, like I don't really listen to rap anymore. I listen to like a lot of flamenco music, like artists from Spain and shit. Like that's just my shit. I was
Yeah.
never into Spanish music like that growing up either. Now it's just,
You never
that's
did
my
like
shit.
the rock en español shit or nothing?
Well, that's what I do now.
No, I'm saying, but like as a kid, you never got in like Maná.
I've heard
like
Maná for
fucking
sure. Like, yeah,
Hombres
I
Hey.
never like not disliked it, but it was never something that I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna put this on my iPod. You know, it's just like,
Right.
oh yeah, it's on Mundos. You guys remember Mundos at all?
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to watch that all the time. That's how I got put on. Well, yeah, one thing I realized with like just notoriety or just being known is like a lot of people say like, oh, don't let the fame change you. It's like, bro, that shit changes everyone around you, and you have to change because they're changing up. You feel me? You see them starting to treat you a certain way, or whether it's good or bad, and you
Yo,
just gotta
that's
like, all
interesting.
right, I gotta cut this person off. Like
That's
they're
a
a little.
poignant ass point.
Which
Yeah.
would also kind of make you change in order to evolve with them, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know,
So
yeah.
maybe that's why fame changes you, is because y'all changed first and I changed in order to keep fucking with you because we were friends already. You know what I'm saying?
And yeah, 100%. And that's something I've been noticing. And like some people will start being super nice to you and
Yeah.
like just be asking you way more questions about what you got going on. It's like, bro, you didn't give a fuck 2 years ago what the fuck I was doing.
Yeah.
Like I told you I went to LA. You didn't ask me shit. Now I live in LA. You're like, oh, what the fuck this? Some people don't know how to act. That's
Sure.
really what it is. That's
Yeah.
really what it is. They just don't know how to like react to certain things, and like some people have never met someone that's doing stuff successfully, and they
Right.
just, don't know how to act. You know,
Yeah.
it's a trip.
Yeah. Do you think, or in your experience, how much, like, what's the ratio of people, out of the people who do act differently, the people who don't know how to act, how many of them are being that way because they're just excited and like they kind of want people to know that they know someone who's doing things, right? And then how many of those people actually want something from you? Like, yo, I make music too. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh man. I want to say I have more people that are just genuinely happy to know someone and be affiliated.
Yeah.
It's more people I don't know that ask for shit and that want stuff. To be honest, like because people that are already close to me, I already gave them whatever they wanted.
Sure.
Just I'm a people pleaser.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
like, oh, you want a verse? You want a video? I'll do it for free. I'll fuck with you. You're my fucking friend.
Yeah.
So people around me ain't asking me for favors because I just gave them the favor without them asking. Just because I like helping people. That's my whole thing.
Sure.
Does this include sexual favors?
Depends who's asking.
No,
a hand job, whether it's not me or somebody else. It's the same.
like I was thinking if I ever fuck with a girl just to make her feel better, and I didn't really like her, but nah.
Dog, what if that was like your Christ complex story where you're like, yo, from time to time I smash really
Just to help their self-esteem.
Yeah, you know what I mean? The edges of the realm. But it really helped. It really boosts. What if that's your thing? You become a rap star, but then you smash like hella chicks that could never get what they needed to.
Yeah.
And then you absorb their power and you just become better and better and rise through society and shit.
I think more what I deal with is like girls that I could tell just want to fuck me for bragging rights. And then I feel like I'm being used.
Yeah.
Guys do that shit all the time to women.
But if the girl,
Right.
your type of girl, you don't really mind being used. You know what I mean? Like,
yes, but then when I'm not really interested in them, it's like, damn, you're gonna gain more from this than I am, realistically. Like,
and they're gonna gain more weight, and they're gonna tell their grandkids about the story.
Yeah,
and,
I just don't want
you're
them
making
to,
somebody's life.
I just don't want them to be able to say like, yeah, I fucked him when I don't really fuck with you like that. It's like, that makes me feel weird. Like, oh, but you gotta fuck me, damn. Bro.
Right.
So your seed is like your ultimate fucking like. What's more? Well, I already know the answer, but what's more intimate? Writing a song for a chick, or splooging on her face?
Splooging on the face.
Oh, you think that's more intimate?
Yeah, but the thing is, like, with writing for women, like, I've never written a happy love song. Like, I'm not the type to channel like how much I like a woman through my music. Like, I'll show that physically and just emotionally, mentally, whatever. But what I do is heartbreak love songs because I need a way to vent and take that out.
I understand.
But
that.
when I'm in love, I'm not thinking like, I want to make a song for you. It's like, no, I'm gonna take you out on a date. All this stuff. Music is my release for the negative shit.
Sure.
It's just like, sadly, I don't have too much happy music, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I'll have some church shit, some hard shit, but like some genuine happy shit, like Pharrell could only really do that.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hey, this
like,
cat listened to
realistically.
Atmosphere before.
But you know what's
100.
crazy?
Fuck you,
Like,
Lucy.
Slug is the one who told me that Pharrell is the only one that could really do happy music.
Oh, no shit.
And then every time I say that, everyone's like, "Oh my god, that's so true," and I'm like, "Yeah, Slug was right."
Let me ask you this. We're gonna go change the subject. Just because I'm a film guy too, I'm a photo guy too.
Yeah, let's go.
When did you start? Like, did you take photos before you started filming, or was it filming out the gate?
Well, before I even started rapping, I had a camera. And that's because like, YouTube came out in like 2005, 2006 maybe. I started rapping by 2009, but by 2008, 2007, I was already just deep into like YouTube and all the poppin' YouTubers at that time, like Smosh, Fred, Shane Dawson. Just before everyone got super big, and everyone would vlog. And I would like that, or do unboxings and shit of stuff. This is the early stages of YouTube.
Right.
And I really like doing that. So I picked up a camera. I was vlogging and editing before I ever started rapping.
Okay.
And then, I was doing photos simultaneously at the same time.
Okay.
And then got into rap. Yeah.
Yeah. And was it pretty immediate after you got into rap that you combined the two? You're like, yo, I could like make videos for myself or whatever?
Yeah. Like I already had the content game on lock back then before I knew what content was or all this shit or world building or anything like that. I was just a kid having fun. But it started with like me giving the camera to my friend and filming like 20 seconds of the movement I want. And then being like, watch this. This is the kind of movement I want. And then through doing that over the years, I'm like, dude, I kind of have an eye for it, you know? But I didn't start shooting for other people till like 2017.
Okay.
And the first video I did was for my friend, Rob Anthony. He's one of Baby Franco's best friends back in the day. Severe also, Bobby Butcher. Shout out. And I drove from Vacaville all the way to San Diego to shoot a video for him for free.
Damn.
Just because I love his music and I'm like, I just want to shoot a music video for someone.
Yeah.
And then from there, like Chase saw it second video I shot for someone was for Chase.
Okay.
Third video for Bobby, and then it just became a domino effect.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, I'm shooting videos full time.
Right.
And that was not why it started at all.
Yeah, that wasn't the plan.
And then it just took over my life.
Right.
Then music took a backseat just because like videos makes much more money than music does.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just kind of became a thing. But I was doing that way before rapping for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Well, first of all, let me ask, do you have any other like hidden talents, like lesser known talents? Like, do you produce, do you play instruments or anything like that?
I think the best thing is sometimes I'm hella funny.
Yeah, dog.
That's it. That's literally it.
I agree with that.
And like, I don't like to say I'm funny, but like a lot of times I'll say something that I'm not trying to make people laugh and the whole room is dying.
And
then
it feels
I'm like,
good.
all right, cool. Then yeah, that's one of the best feelings ever, which is why I fuck with comedians because it's like that high of just making a whole room laugh. That's lit. But I think that's it. Other than that, I never really got into anything else. It was always rap. Like since I made my first song in 2009. I was just a freshman in high school.
Yeah.
And I didn't hang out with my friends after school. Like they would all hang out. I just stayed in my room and literally made like 3 to 5 songs every day. That's my whole life. Yeah.
Right.
That's my real passion. Music. I mean, music is my real passion. Video is like a hobby that turned into like a job. And I love it too, but I only love it because it's videos to music.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
I do.
Like other forms of content I don't really like doing, but I've done. Like if I have to do a BTS of a day in the life of someone, it's like I'm not really having much fun, but like it's cool.
Yeah.
But my real passion is music. Okay.
Sure. Yeah, because I was gonna ask if you had to pick one. Music.
Yeah. If I had to survive, video.
Right.
But
like if you could guarantee, if there was a guarantee that you'll either get really successful with music or really successful, like even if you could like make movies or whatever the fuck, you know what I mean?
Definitely
you'd still pick music.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely. Yeah.
That's interesting.
That's my real love.
Yeah.
Video second, but
for sure.
Music is just is the best thing.
It's your shit. Yeah, it's what you do. Yeah. So recently, and maybe longer than recently, I've recently become aware of it. You've been hanging with this crew, NoFun. NoFun is the name of the crew?
Yeah, it's like a collective. Yeah.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
And how did you become involved with them?
So the first person I met in NoFun, and this was before NoFun was a thing, was my friend Garrett Gloom, who I met online, but like he made a song with my friend Pistol McFly and Baby Franco.
Yeah.
And I call him Bobby, but I mean Baby Franco or Severe, whoever.
Right.
I call him Bobby, so if I say Bobby, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
He's super blunt. And like he doesn't just fuck with anybody. So if Bobby tells me someone's cool, then I'm gonna take his word for it.
Sure.
Like that person's cool. So like one day, and at this point in time, this is probably like 2020, maybe 2019 or 2020, I think. Me and him would hang out in a car and get high all day, every day. Like that was what we were doing, and freestyle and making music. And one day he came by to the house and he's like, "Yo, I met this cat, Garrett Gloom. Like we were tattooing in Whittier, and then I just hopped on his song, listened to it. He played it. I'm like, damn, this dude's dope as shit.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, he's super cool. Then Garrett hits me up on Instagram and he's like, yo, I'm trying to do a video. And I'm like, oh yeah, Bobby told me about you. Like, yeah, I'm down to do that. I go and I shoot this video for him. He was the first artist that like had a whole treatment and a whole vision. And I just had to come through and show up, you know? And like that's rare. A lot of rappers are like musicians. They're not video people. So they don't know what they want to do.
Yeah.
This dude just had it all, right? And I shot the video. We were up till like 4 a.m. shooting it. He thought I was gonna charge him, but I'm a people pleaser.
Right.
But also I fuck with him. So I was like, when the video was done, he's like, how much? I'm like, don't even trip. He's like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, don't even trip. Let's just do it again. He's like, all right. So then we built a friendship through shooting videos. And at one point in 2021, yeah, I think it was 2021, we had this treatment to do a music video where it was like at a show. And we're like, all right, the best way to do that is let's just throw a mini show. He had a friend come through called Dave Koresh, who's in NoFun as well.
Yes.
And I met him there. I didn't know nothing about him, but this dude has been around. He's from Chicago. He's done a lot.
He's fucking.
You should get him on here. He can explain.
Yeah, I've talked to him about doing.
Let him
Dave
Dave
Koresh.
Koresh.
David Koresh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Waco, Texas.
Yeah, that's the one.
Exactly.
That's the one. Yeah.
So,
ATF.
Right.
so I'll let him explain. If you get him on, you should. He has an extensive background of shit that he's done. I'll let him explain that. But he's been around for a long time. But I didn't know nothing about him.
Right.
I met him there at that shoot. And then maybe like a week later, I'm at Garrett's house and he's there and he's like, yo, like, I want to shoot with you really bad. Like I have this whole, we did 8 videos in 4 days.
God damn.
And it was all centralized themes and imagery and stuff. And when we shot those videos for that week in those 4 days, all our friends, mutual friends that Garrett has and Dave had, we all linked up every day at noon and shot the whole day. Like hella videos, and we were all artists, and we were like, yo, this is really dope. Like we're having hella fun, and we're all like really good at making music. And
Right.
we're like, let's just make a collective. Fuck it, let's just make one, right? And Garrett already had an idea of the word NoFun, but he wanted it originally. It was supposed to be events.
Okay.
Just because he's from North Carolina, he came out to LA and he's like, bro, like I thought LA was gonna be hella fun, but like if you're from LA, you know people go to shows and they just want to look cool. They're not having fun. You're just there to look cool as shit.
Yeah.
He's like, bro, people are having no fun. So I just wanted to throw events called No Fun. But we ended up naming the collective that. And it just happened organically. It was through people who already knew each other. Then we all came together. In like a month of knowing each other and being a collective, Steve Aoki's label, Dimmock, reached out trying to work with us.
We were going to get to this, so I'm glad you brought it up.
Super quick. And the A&R, shout out Brian, he works at Dimmock. He found me through Bobby. I don't know how he found Bobby, but he found me. And then he's like, yo, I just went down the rabbit hole of all the shit you do. How the fuck do you know all these people that you know? And then I just went over there. You know, like he asked me to come through. I thought he was gonna ask me to shoot a video.
Yeah.
It wasn't that. I went over there and he just asked me about my life, asked me my whole story. He's asking me about like 667 and shit, like with Bobby and stuff.
Yeah.
And he's like, what have y'all done as a group lately? And I'm like, damn, we haven't done nothing as a group. It's all been like we're all focusing on ourselves. Like Ilmac got the rap off thing. Lush was doing events and shit. Everyone was doing their own thing.
Right.
And then it clicked. I'm like, oh wait, but I just started this collective with my friends called No Fun. And then I'm explaining to him what I'm saying now, how we met. And then I'm like, you know what, bro? Like, let me just show you the videos we did because I can show you better than I can tell you.
Sure.
As soon as he seen everything, he was like, yo, this is incredible. I have to meet these people. A week later, I bring them all there. And then we just start throwing events with them. And that's when we really solidified what No Fun was.
Yeah.
And like all 2022, we threw events with Steve Aoki's label. And like that really helped us really learn each other. Because at that time, we just known each other for a month. Now it's been like over a year and we've become really good friends. But yeah, sorry for the long answer.
No,
but
that's what I wanted. I'm like genuinely curious about all this shit.
Yeah, so like that's how that happened. Just through videos, just naturally extras being in the videos and stuff. And that's how that happened.
You guys work very fucking well together, and I haven't met them, but just the impression I get as an outsider watching very closely, it's cool because I obviously know you and how hard you work and how passionate you are about things. Yeah. You can just tell. It's not like one person shows up and like, all right, guys, let's go. Like, let's do. We got to do this. Like, everyone's just as fucking passionate and
so passionate
and juiced to get shit done.
So
and
juiced.
That's the only way you guys could put out as much as you have. I feel like
we like being around each other, and it's fun. Every time we hang out, we're getting stuff done, and it's fun and it's exciting. You know. And like I really like the energy we got, and everyone in the group sounds completely different, which is weird that it works because we have music where we're all together, and for some reason it fucking works. But no one sounds like me. No one sounds like Garrett in the group. No one sounds like Dave.
Right.
Everyone sounds so different. And like I think that's what's the beauty of it. Like obviously there's been hella collectives over the years, but they all got like a similar sound that's cohesive to a certain extent. But we are completely different. And what's crazy is we're all from different parts of the world. Like Dave, Chicago, Garrett, fucking
North Carolina,
me, North California, Wade 08 from Hayward, Mother Waters from LA. Louis Lambeau is born in Long Beach, but raised in like Nashville and shit. Yeah. And like Swan, one of the producers, he's from fucking France, you know. And then Levi Evans, He's from fucking Ireland. He's the son of the Edge from U2.
Oh,
like,
no
bro,
shit.
the whole thing is just
First
crazy.
of all, can we pause? Because shouts out to Edge. You too.
Shout out.
That man, I didn't know how to put a condom on when I was a kid, and I saw that fool's beanie, and I was like, "Oh, it makes sense."
So
to me.
fire, dude.
No,
Dude is
shouts
hella
out to
nice.
Edge. Shouts out to Edge.
I love him.
Honest to God.
Yeah, he's super nice, and like I didn't know much about U2 till they put that free album on everyone's phone. And,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
You were one of the few people that appreciate. You're like, I didn't really fuck with him beforehand, but
I just woke up with
I
the shit
did
on my
actually
phone.
listen to it because it were on my phone. I
It
couldn't
was
delete it, so I might as well
everywhere.
listen to it.
Yeah, and then the other member, Hugh Blind, he's from Connecticut, and I don't think I missed anyone. I think that's it. As far as artists, there's other people like Tolly, Lee, and Matisse who are in NoFun, but they work behind the scenes.
Right.
Yeah.
And do you think maybe the fact that you guys all come from so like vastly different areas kind of contributes to obviously how different you are individually, but maybe that's
definitely.
why it works as far as the collective goes.
Yeah, I think how everything played out, how everyone is personality wise, their childhood, it's all perfect timing. It's just weird how that shit works. It's
Right.
I think definitely there's some things to say about
For sure.
that,
Because if I don't know, say there's 10 of them, if 9 of them were from LA and then you come from, I mean, granted, you're LA adjacent, you've been here a lot, but like someone from North Carolina shows up, I would assume he'd feel like kind of like an outsider. You know what I mean?
It's like
But
we're all outsiders.
Everyone's an
to here.
outsider. You know what I mean? So
100%.
that's
No,
tight.
but as well, he should because fuck North Carolina. Outside ass motherfuckers.
Don't say that.
Yeah. Wait, what'd you say?
I'm just I never met nobody from North Carolina in my life, so I was just being mean for the sake of being
After
mean.
I met
Wait,
Garrett,
was North Carolina one of them?
yeah.
Oh fuck! No,
No,
damn,
you're
I
good.
take it
No,
back.
you're
I
fine.
take
You're
it back.
No, you're good.
Well, he said Connecticut, and I was like,
Move the bag, fool. It's
"Hey,
crumpling.
move the
There you
bag.
go. Move the bag.
If you
fool.
had a cent for every time you said move the bag,
Yeah. No
good
shit.
goddamn.
Yeah.
No, I apologize. Garrett, was it?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, Raleigh. Let's go. North
Well,
Carolina
the thing
all
is,
day.
like, even I'd be like, bro, there's probably so many, and he tells me there's so many racist people in Carolina. So, like, you saying fuck North Carolina is okay. Because it's like, bro, it's full with racists. Fuck
Well,
that
I
place.
would assume they're like more racist people in South Carolina, right? Because that's where the line were drawn,
Oh.
right? The whole
Yeah, I
Mason
wonder.
Dixon, like the Civil War. That's why there's a North Carolina and a South Carolina. I would assume North Carolina is at least slightly less racist than South Carolina.
I think they're both racist.
Well, I mean, by
Maybe
today's
it's
standards,
equal.
everything racist. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
more
No, I get
or
what you're
less.
saying, though, yeah.
Historically, the southern
That's
part
probably
was
why
more
it's split.
racist.
Yeah.
Right, that's what the fuck I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's why they put a line down it. And maybe motherfuckers are dickheads on both sides of the grain now, but at least at one point in time, North Carolina was slightly less racist than South Carolina.
Yeah, no, off top.
Which is how they got the name North Carolina.
Yeah, I didn't even realize. I mean, this
How do
probably
you
just.
feel about a potential split between California? If there was North California and South, because there's Virginia and West Virginia, North
Right.
Dakota, South Dakota,
Yeah,
North Carolina, South Carolina. Is that the?
I think that might be it.
I think that's
North
it.
America, South America.
Órale. Y Central.
What would I think about it? I
Yeah,
think,
what about? Because I do feel like, dog, because your boy spent
You
hella
get it?
time.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
Handle, Papa. Let's go. Ándale.
I think
I
they're
think
different
we're-
enough. To
I think we're two
split them.
different worlds, dog.
Yeah, definitely.
I know. In term, you're Mexican on both sides, or
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
Check.
My mom came here when she was 8 months pregnant with me, so I almost lived an entirely different life.
Yeah.
If I was born in Mexico, I would not be here
That's
legally.
That's accurate. You might have made it here eventually, though.
Maybe,
You might,
right? Yeah,
you might
maybe.
could have
Who
came through.
knows? Yeah.
That being said, in terms of the Hispanic world, Nortes y Sur, like we don't necessarily get along.
Like gangbangers? Is that-
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah.
Prison shit.
Right,
Like
yeah.
if they split the shit in the middle, there are a lot of Hispanic homies that would be like, yeah, as well it should be. North California,
Yeah.
South California.
Yeah. It's different enough that if they did split it, I mean, I don't see the need to, but if they did, I'd be like, yeah, it makes sense.
But
Yeah, they're
you
different enough.
recognize the difference between like Northern California Mexican fools versus something like
Oh, yeah.
motherfuckers up top. They drop M-bombs like all day, right? Like
Everybody. Like
right.
Filipinos,
Yeah, Asian
Samoans,
kids, yeah.
everybody. It's it's
yeah.
a different world,
it's
for
just
sure.
like a regular thing.
hmm
And
I
down
think
here,
what it is-
motherfuckers get real specific about
what I
things.
think it is
Go ahead,
is
baby.
the Bay is more of a melting pot than LA is, and LA is a melting pot too, but it's so segregated. Like I didn't know there was
intentionally.
like black people and brown people beef till I came down here. Because over there, bro,
Interesting.
you're in the ghetto with everybody else. Over
If
here, it's
you're in
like
a neighborhood,
there's
there's an
like
Asian family, there's a black family, there's a Mexican family, all in the same block,
yeah,
right?
and over here is like no, there's brown
No.
neighborhoods and black
Right.
neighborhoods, and that's why I think though I don't think anyone should say the N word unless you're black, but like yeah, I think that's why they say it up there.
They've
Yeah.
been very far past that conversation
Yeah.
for 2 decades up there.
And like the Mexicans up there, like I feel like down here they're way more Mexican. To be,
We're
I don't
closer
even,
to the border, baby.
right, exactly.
Let's
like,
go.
And one thing I learned over here is hella Mexicans do meth down here. Up there, like it's white people that do meth.
Okay, well, look, down here we had several drug waves, and the OGs,
Right.
they're all smacked out. It was a heroin thing
Okay.
for a minute. I was telling this fool the other day, like, Daft Punk dropped, this is a little bit before your time, but Around the World. You know the song, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Around the World. Yeah. And I were living down there in Santana, and like some scary the people that I would not fuck with by any means whatsoever, they were listening to that Daft Punk shit. And now it seemed like some like girl that take Molly and fucking dance type shit.
Yeah.
But back then, like these motherfuckers, like tattooed across their forehead ass fools were popping and locking around the world. The cars up on blocks, motherfuckers sitting in the front yard with lawn chairs, drinking tall cans around the world. Because ecstasy had just hit in the 90s.
Oh yeah.
Dog, you missed a fucking a very eventful time in Chicano culture. But the divide, I think that's a great way that you stated it, is that down here things are very divided amongst tram lines.
Yeah.
Between
Yeah.
neighborhood
Okay.
and neighborhood, and
Right.
up there it's just like y'all motherfuckers all in the same elementary school class.
Yeah,
Like,
and like
your
the white
junior
people
high.
dropping the N word everywhere, and not on some racist shit. Literally, they're talking just like everyone talks the same. It's
Right.
I didn't, like it's just different. It's
That's
different.
actually, I've never considered that. The Bay Area is really a fundamental melting pot.
It really is.
And I love Southern California, and we have the largest mix of races than
Right.
anywhere else in the United States here. That's where the fuck I grew up. But in terms of them being interconnected,
Yeah, exactly.
that's up north. That ain't
exactly.
down
Yeah.
here.
Mhm.
We still keep separation down here.
Yeah, and that was new to me down here. I was like, oh, what? Like we don't have that up there. That's crazy.
I'm not saying we ought to. I'm just saying that's how it is right now, and it
Yeah.
might could change. That being said, what's your favorite Mac Dre song?
Oh, damn. Something you should know.
Ooh,
Mac Dre.
he
Yeah.
said, "Ooh."
Yeah.
Oh, also, I want to mention, what did Dimmock mean? Because I'm pretty sure I know this motherfucker know what that shit mean.
Why? I don't know.
It's like a
Yeah.
kung fu move.
It sounds like a city he's going to. on the
Yeah,
atmosphere
it's-
tour.
it's like some shit in Europe.
That's on the east. That's on the east.
Now, Dimmock it's a Bruce Lee move, if I'm not mistaken.
A movie?
Well,
A
no,
move,
a move.
that he made, maybe. It's
Oh, no
called
shit.
Dimmock or
I
something.
believe it.
I could
I
be
believe
wrong.
it's a Shaolin Temple move, which Bruce did come up under, and there a whole
okay.
lot of controversy
Interesting.
with that. But
Right,
it's the
right,
death
right, yeah.
touch.
Ah,
You
that
know
one.
the fucking.
Okay, yeah.
Well, speaking of Steve Aoki, I just seen, was it last night? It might have been the night before you posted.
Oh, we got kicked out.
That's what I was getting at.
Yeah, so he just did a show in LA, and we were going to Frisco the next day, and he was doing a show over there. And Brian, he's the A&R there, but he's also Garrett Gloom's manager,
Okay.
and then soon to be mine. So we were trying to invite him, and he didn't go. He got fucked up at the LA show. So we went up there, and we got on the guest list, whatever. They were giving us a very big hard time getting in because they were like, yeah, you have an all access pass, but you need someone with this pass to get you in. I'm like, then why do we fucking have an all access pass?
Right.
So we go to the other side to another bouncer lady, and instead of asking her, like, can we get in? We just walk by and show the pass. Hey, bro, just walk with confidence. You can get anywhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
We just walked by, show it, and she didn't ask no questions. We were like, well, we should have done that earlier. We get on backstage. We snuck basically backstage. And then Garrett, he was just drunk, and he's like, I'm gonna get on stage. There was like a platform that Steve was on, and then the lower stage right there.
Yeah.
He wasn't going to attack Steve or nothing. He
Sure.
just goes to the front and he dances. Like, if you've been to a NoFun shows that we cause mayhem, like, it's just fun shit.
Right.
Like, he was just having fun. But basically, we're there. Garrett gets on the stage, and then one of Steve's bodyguards or something grabs Garrett by the neck and pulls him. He's like, "Get the fuck off my stage! You're lucky I don't beat the shit out of y'all. Take your head off." Yeah. And then Garrett's like, "What the fuck?" Like, you know, like there's a difference between doing your job and then threatening someone's life and shit. Sure. It's like there's a difference. Like those are fighting words at that point. It's like you could just say like, "Hey, you're not allowed on the stage. Please get off. Like, don't get back on here."
Right.
There's better ways to handle it. And I recorded it. I didn't know he was about to get kicked out or whatever. And then we're like by the bouncer again. And mind you, while we're getting in trouble, there's a girl that like probably took too many drugs, and she's on the chair, and she's like drooling, and you can see she needs medical attention.
Hey, but God bless her.
God bless her. But so we're pointing that out, like, why are you getting into trouble? Like, get her some help or whatever. But then they're like trying to take pictures of our IDs, and I'm like, yo, we literally work with the label. Like, y'all finna hear about this shit. Like, yeah, take our pictures, whatever, kick us out, but you're gonna hear about this. And the dude's still threatening us to beat our ass, but he walks away, and I don't like that. Like, if you're gonna say you're gonna beat my ass, stay right there. Yeah. So I can say something. But if you say I'm gonna beat your ass and walk away, he's like, you look like a bitch. Yeah. So
I fuck with Zoo real quick because he just dropped that low intonation. He was like, I don't like that.
You know, fucking like that.
I don't fucking really care for that.
I don't respect that. Like, that's how I am. Like, if you say something, just stand by what you say. Don't say it and walk away. Because it's like, bro, you look like a bitch.
Sure.
So, his name was Darius. Fuck Darius.
Oh, my goodness gracious. We're name dropping Darius on this bitch right now.
I did it on the story.
Yeah,
okay. After we get out, I'm like, I was drunk. You feel me? Whatever.
Hey, but it's kind of a tight name. Darius is kind of a low-key tight name.
Man. So, they kick us out, whatever. And then I make the story, and we're talking shit about Darius. And then Steve Aoki watches my whole story the next morning. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, damn, he saw us talk hella shit. And Garrett's like, yeah, just delete the one where I'm like, fuck Darius. Keep the one where I'm like on stage, whatever. We call Brian, like the A&R there. He's cool. Mm-hmm. Like we explained the situation. We didn't mean no harm. Like I get it if we were running up to Steve.
Right.
But it wasn't that. But yeah, that's what happened in San Francisco.
He was like, damn, Steve Aoki, I ain't never going to get to go to Benihana's again.
Oh yeah, that made that. Yeah. But I met Steve in Vegas during Latin Grammys week. I got to go over there to do work with, like they have because Dimmock has Dimmock and then Dimmock and Fuego, which is other Latin artists and shit. Right. And like LaFavi, shout out LaFavi. She's like signed to them. She won a Grammy that week. So we were in Vegas and she did a performance with Steve Aoki. That's where I met him and he was cool as shit.
Yeah.
And I still think he's cool as shit, but his guy Darius fucking or whatever.
Right.
But all respect to
Dimmock. Me and all my homies hate Darius.
Is that his guy or is that like venue security?
I thought it was venue security at first, which is why I was wilding out on him. But then it turns out he's Dimmock, and then but then it felt more personal because it's like, bro, we literally work with this label. We've I don't want to say we brought them back, but like they used to not throw events till we started fucking with them, and then they started throwing events and shit, and then they threw their own event after.
Right.
So it's like, bro, we kind of like like help resurge some light to Dimmock, and then you're treating it, but he was unaware of who we were. He didn't know who we were.
Yeah.
He knew we were NoFun.
It's squashable. Yeah.
So I get it, but that happened over the weekend.
Yeah.
It was fun though. Like it was the first time Garrett was in Frisco, so it was cool.
Did you save that story to your phone, or is that shit gone forever?
No, it's in there.
Oh, actually, it archives it anyway.
Yeah,
okay,
but
cool.
I saved it too. Yeah.
Papa screen recorded that shit. He was like, "Yo, fuck Darius." Oh God, on all the dead homies. Fuck Darius.
Still.
No, I
it's just because, bro, he could have just said, "Please get off the stage. Don't get up here. You can't be up there." But to be like, "I'll beat your ass," like you're lucky I didn't knock your head off. Like, yo, that's fighting words. I could only say thank you and all that to everything his label's done for us. Like we've thrown events at venues we have no business doing, but like they have great relationships with venues in LA. So we got to do shows for free and just do a deal at the door. Like
shouts out Steve Aoki, shouts out Dimmock, fuck Darius.
Fuck Darius, real talk. Yeah.
Let me do this lightning round, which I do at the end, and then we can fucking shoot the shit all you want. All right, we'll stop it.
Easy call.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Because I think we're 2 hours. We'll chop a lot out.
Fire. Okay.
Yeah.
Dope.
You know what I mean?
Dope.
Okay. So this is just random questions I think of. What is your current obsession? Like, what's something you're obsessed with that we don't already know about?
Flamenco music.
There you go.
That's really it. Yeah.
Okay.
Spanish flamenco music. I love that.
You ain't never been to Spain before?
Never. I wish.
You'll get there.
But
I work with this girl from out there, Miss Nina, who knows all my favorite artists that I love from over there. So I'm like, all right, one day it'll happen. Because I already work with her. It's gonna happen. Yeah.
Can you dance?
Oh, that's
No, I just move.
Oh,
I just move.
Good
like,
answer.
I can't do no two-step, no like bachata dancing, nothing. But like if you play some good music and I'm turned,
you're
I'm
at a
moving.
wedding or some
I'm
shit?
just doing whatever
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, you know. But like actual formal dances, nah, I can't do that.
That I would actually describe my dancing that way because I avoid dancing. But if I'm at a wedding and I'm fucked up,
moving.
which spoiler alert, if I'm at a wedding, I'm fucked up.
yeah.
Also, if I'm not at a wedding, I'm probably fucked up. You put on
So
enough
fine.
music, you know what I mean?
Yeah, on top.
I got some party favors here and there. You know what I mean? I'll
Man.
move my feet
Exactly,
every which way.
bro.
You
Real
know what
quick,
I'm saying?
same.
Yeah.
Side note,
Same.
as
I
a
enjoy
Bay Area
it.
cat, can you do the thistle dance?
It's halfway there.
You got you
He
got a little
moves,
number
dog. He
worked
It's
moves.
up.
halfway there. Like I said, I'll move. I'll
moves.
remix it.
Okay,
I'll really
you got your
remix
own
it,
version.
Yeah, I like
you-
go in and out of the thizzle dance. If
Fair
that
enough.
Makes sense.
That's fair.
Let me ask you this. What's the last great movie you've seen?
Everything, everywhere, all at once.
Damn, you had it on deck.
Bro, that's
All
my.
right.
As soon as I seen it, I'm like, this is one of the best movies I've ever seen.
I still haven't seen it. Is the whole thing in subtitles?
No.
Okay.
No.
I seen like
There-
the first part and it was.
Yeah, no,
and- okay.
that's what I thought too. Because
Okay.
I watched it without seeing the trailer and not knowing anything about
Yeah.
it, which is the best way to go into it.
Yeah, we talk about that a lot.
But when it started speaking a different language, I'm like, oh,
Oh.
I didn't know it was gonna be like this. But
Yeah, yeah.
like it, nah, it's not like
Okay,
that. But
cool.
it's
on my list. I really
you
I
have to watch it.
Yeah, I have to
Once
watch
you
it.
watch it, let me know what you think. I've watched that millions of not millions of times, but like 4 or 3 times in the movie theater, just taking new people to it.
Yeah.
And I'm
Oh,
like,
no
I'm down to
shit.
go watch it again with you. Like
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
how much I want you to go see it. Like,
Okay.
it's really good.
Okay.
It's really good.
I promise I'll watch it.
Yeah.
That's on my list for tomorrow then.
Come on.
If you could date a celebrity, who would it be? Date, not fuck. Maybe that'll happen, but date. Take a bitch to dinner.
Dude, I stopped having celebrity crushes,
Okay.
so now I gotta like really think of who's popping right now.
Who was your last celebrity crush then?
But when I was younger, like Anna Kendrick, that was
Oh,
my thing.
Who's
Interesting.
Anna Kendrick? I know the
The
name.
princess
Perfect.
of fuck. What's the
Pitch
goddamn?
Perfect, 50-50.
No, bitch.
Oh, yeah.
She was in the Cinderella movie. Is that the one
no,
you're talking
Talking
about?
about pictures of
where
Anna
she was
Kendrick.
the princess of. God damn it! What was that movie?
Oh yeah, I know her.
That's when I was like in high school.
Okay.
That was the last celebrity crush I really had.
She has an odd look to her, like a nicely
she got
odd
a thin
look.
upper lip.
I'm not like
and you're about that life.
crazy about her anymore.
Okay.
But you're still
Okay, well,
beautiful.
what
You're
about
still
right now
beautiful,
though?
but,
What about
yeah.
right now though?
That's what I'm saying. Like since her, I just stopped. But
Fuck it. That's fine. And then Kendrick it is.
Who's hella fine? That's
There nobody updated.
Ice Spice is fine as shit.
Oh my goodness
Ice Spice is
gracious!
fine as shit.
Who?
She looked like
The
the kid
one that's
from
like,
Jimmy Neutron, his
His
friend Carl. I'm just saying. I seen
So
the meme.
fired.
I seen
Y'all
the meme
younger
at some
than me.
point.
I've never seen Jimmy Neutron.
Yeah, Ice Spice. I guess that's just my I guess.
Ice Spice?
Her name Ice Spice. Yo,
I'm gonna
Ice-
just say her because I can't think of
I
someone.
will say this
Is-
about Homegirl because I don't necessarily know
wanna
her
see
music
this bitch.
whatsoever.
Krayshawn is fine as shit.
Oh, I
Yeah.
could introduce you. That's ironic.
Say
I'm sure he
less.
knows her.
Say no,
That's
don't.
ironic.
But
White girl
I
mob,
still
get
want to
it.
figure
I
out who
got you.
Ice Spice
Krayshawn is fine.
and how to say it. Is it Ice Spice? Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ice.
Ice and then Spice.
Yo, honest to God, I seen chick and
But
I
I'll
was
switch that for
Oh.
Krayshawn. Fuck.
Oh, I have seen this chick.
I'll
He
switch
I
said-
have
it.
seen this
She
shit.
should
All right.
just move to the number 2 spot real
Yeah,
quick.
yeah.
Like
just-
it's a,
'cause I
like
just
it's
said
the
that just
NFL
for
draft.
whatever.
She dropped back in rank.
Yeah,
you
No, but Ice Spice is bad.
yeah, she better.
But the thing, I didn't really get it about her just based off of her looks. And then I saw her give an interview and I was like, oh, this girl got fucking personality.
Yeah,
She
she's
got a
cool.
vibe
Like
to
I
her.
think that's what
Yeah,
did it
she
for
got
me.
100%
That's why
vibe
she
to
was
her.
on my mind. But really, I just be liking normal girls.
Okay.
Just normal
That's
girls.
me
They'd be
too.
the finest
That's
ones.
What
to
kind
be
of
real.
girls?
Me
Like
too,
Latina?
bro.
Like what's your...
She just gotta be. She gotta be cool to talk to.
Oh, I'm
100%.
I'm
saying
over
is
the
this,
like
my
how
boy.
fine you are. 'Cause
You're on
some
your
fine
way-
girls are dumb.
You're on your way over to Europe, right? And you're going to be getting hit up by some European baddies.
I got like 2 on deck that I'm like
On
pull
the-
up.
That's
as,
right.
As well you should.
Yeah.
As well you should. But like, do you have a type?
No,
Is there something you go for? You can say
I surprise
no.
myself with what I like. Sometimes I'm like, huh? Are you really like her? Like that's not who you normally go for. I'm like, yeah, I really do.
Look
like
at.
her.
I didn't think I had a type until the Instagram algorithm got me.
Was like these are the
yeah,
type girls
yeah,
you
yeah,
like.
yeah. And
feel
I was
you.
like, oh no, I do like that, like that.
Yeah.
I swear to God, if I went on your phone right now and went through your Instagram search or whatever, I'd
my
be able
explore
to
page is like full of beagles.
I would be able to pick out.
So dog
you said
beagles?
what now?
Beagles like a dog.
Is that your
That's your
favorite
shit?
dog?
Yeah,
Like
I have a
Snoopy,
beagle.
right?
I have a beagle. Yeah.
He
Cool.
does have a beagle.
Yeah.
I hate that
Tight
dog.
as shit. Yeah, they're crazy dogs, but
They
yeah.
are.
Would you say your Instagram Explorer is on point?
Nah. Cause like one time it was hella girls, and I'm like, all right, I need to stop looking at girls so that this isn't everything on my Explore page.
I deleted
so
my
I always
Instagram
change
for
it
that
because I'm
reason.
like, I need to see new shit on that.
Yeah. So beagles.
Yeah, for a while.
That's how they get you.
A while it's probably still half beagles, but yeah.
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
An appropriate question.
Okay.
What is your favorite atmosphere? Song's hard, but we'll go song. What's your favorite atmosphere song?
It changes all the time, but it hasn't changed in a minute. I think like The Rest of Us, the first song from the Paint That Shit Gold album. I think that's my favorite atmosphere song.
Honestly,
Hold on.
that might be up there with mine too.
Yeah, it's really
And
good.
that's the next question. What is yours?
Yeah, what's yours?
Because I know you got one. I know you got 10, but you're
Well,
gonna
that's
have
why
to pick
it's
one
hard
right
to
now,
pick,
Dick.
man. I love trying to find a balance. That's the first song that like really made me an atmosphere fan on Seven's Travels.
That's what
Right,
made us
right.
friends.
Yeah.
Ironically,
That's
Yeah.
fire.
Yeah.
That song
Fuck
is
with that, and I
dope.
fuck with
It's
that.
just super aggressive to me for what I like right now.
No,
but it's incredible.
And at the time, I was into only aggressive music. I didn't,
Right,
I
no,
didn't know
top.
anything about rhyme sayers. I didn't know shit. I might have heard some Most Def. That was like the closest thing I got to like, conscious hip hop or whatever.
Right,
you know
yep,
what I'm saying? And my brother-in-law at the time, he's like, yo, you like Mobb Deep, you like 50 Cent, all this shit. Like, listen to this. And it was that song. I was like,
Yeah.
yo, this shit
TJ
dope.
were the one that got you on that shit?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
interesting.
I love the song at the end of You Can't Imagine How Much Fun We're Having, where each verse, I think at first he
about
talks to his kid and then he talks to his
Dad,
dad
then
and then
himself.
talks to himself.
It's,
that shit.
Little Man.
But yes.
It's really
that
good.
shit is
It's
amazing.
really good. Yeah,
Amazing.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's just, bro, like what I really love about him is like, I think when he did the Overcast album, it was very much like, look how dope I can rap.
Right.
And then it became like, fuck all of that. Let me make songs.
Right.
Real songs.
Yeah.
Songs. And what I like is when I go back, I'm like, these hold up because they're songs.
Sure.
You know, it's not like he was rapping in a style that was popular at the time. It's like, no, he's making a song. It's like a story. You just listen to it.
Yeah.
That's what I really like about
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
So what's if you had to pick one album?
Probably the Painted Gold album.
I would
But it
probably
changes.
go
But like
of
that's
course.
just I feel like this is my favorite songwriting that he's done.
I
Yeah.
agree. And that's probably my favorite atmosphere.
And I like the element of removing yourself of trying to impress people and just make music.
Mm-hmm.
That's and I fought that for a long time. Like I've always was like, I gotta write a crazy verse to this. There's a
Yeah.
difference between rapping on a beat and making a song.
100%
and I'm
there is.
trying to learn how to make songs as
Yeah.
opposed to like, let me just rap all this shit. You know,
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
I've been doing this shit for me. He been doing this shit. I never fucking did country and lunch meat. He got country lunch meat. That goddamn.
Oh, he rhymed
my
country and lunch
goodness
meat?
fucking
Yeah, yeah.
gracious.
Do you know what I like about Slug's
Motherfucker,
music
goddamn
now? He's gotten so good at that stuff. Rhyming shit that I never heard rhymed together.
Yeah.
That's what I like about his new shit. I'm like, yeah, like he calls it dad rap now, and it is dad rap. Like, but, and he'll say that he will call it dad rap, but he's gotten technically so good at rhyming shit. And I'm all into like, bro, you've heard the same rhymes over and over
Sure.
again. So like with him, he'll rhyme some shit I ain't never heard rhymed together, and I'm like, I love that because he's
Yeah.
expanding my brain on how to flex words.
Absolutely.
And, so
Yeah.
On the
He's
last
really cool.
episode, we were talking about like the low hanging fruit, the ones that are so obvious but nobody else ever got. When Eminem rhymed Dr. Dre and Operate, like there were
that's really good.
Ice Cube,
Yeah.
were
Dr.
there,
Dre and Operate?
like
It was right there the whole
everybody
time.
was right there the whole, and Eminem was the first one who said
hard as
Dr.
shit.
Dre Operate, and I was like, God damn it,
It's
this
really
cat
good.
really
I like
got it.
the line, the syllable by
Yeah.
syllable rhymes. There's this guy named Thesaurus. He's a battle rapper.
Oh, yeah.
And my favorite shit he's ever said is like, he went. I think it was something like he went to the Planned Parenthood and took an HIV test, and he got an AIDS. I'm like, that's hard as shit.
Yeah.
It's like syllable for
It's right
syllable.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I'm like,
nobody
that's
else got it.
That's one of my favorite shit.
Yeah.
That's how. Do you ever feel like you're tapped in? Do you ever feel like when you're freestyling or like when you're trying to record some shit, you play the beat and you just start going off the top of your head? Do you ever feel like there's a moment of clarity where you're like,
Well, song writes itself.
that wasn't me.
Yeah,
That was it.
yeah.
Just I
It's,
happened to be the conduit for whatever that was.
I've always felt that, and then my friend Ilmac, who's in the 667 group with us, He said it in a song. I've never heard a rapper actually explain this outside of an interview. He said it in a song. He's like, I forget what the line is, but he's essentially saying, he's like, sometimes the song writes itself. I'm just in the room. And I'm like, damn, that's a hella happened to me where I'm like, I finish a verse and I'm like, damn, I didn't know I was going to do that. And Lightweight, it just wrote itself. It's so good. Or, sorry, not to cut you off, but sometimes like I'll write a song and I don't know why I wrote it. And then months later, I'm like, that's what I'm going through right now. And I wrote this shit like 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Like that's another instance of like it wrote itself. I'm just in the room.
I've said this a few times talking to different people about this subject, but you ever heard of now I don't remember what band she's in, but her name is Brittany Howard. It doesn't matter. It does. Oh, the Alabama Shakes is because they did the Rick Rubin podcast, whatever. And she was talking to Rick, and he was talking to her about her writing process, and she's like, most of my favorite shit, I'm like just driving and it comes to me, and the way she said it, I'll never forget. She's like, I'm always thankful for every song I receive. Not every song I write, but every song I receive
from wherever
it comes from outside of you, and like you're lucky enough to receive it. Like when she said that, I was like, yo.
Yeah, those are my favorite songs I make where I'm like, wow, this is such a perfect verse. Like,
yeah.
I didn't know I was going to wake up and write this.
And you feel lucky,
yeah. Because I never go into, I don't know other people's like creative process, but whenever I make music and I pick a beat, first of all, any beat I pick, I only pick it if I can see visuals to it. Like, or else that's how I see how I make music. I already see the music video as I'm writing it, and I'm like, all right, in the music video, I'm doing this, so I should rap like this, because then I can stand in this way. That's how I look at the shit.
That's fucking interesting.
But I pick beats based on what they sound like, but also like if I can see visuals to it. I mean, but I never go into like a song like I want to write a song about this. Never. It's just like, let's see what comes out today. And then when it's something incredible, it hits me more because I'm like, I didn't even know I needed to get this out. Yeah. So like, and I know rappers that are like, before they start, it's like, what should we make a song about to this beat? You know, I'm not like that. I'm like, I don't know. I'm going to just let it come out, So that's how I go about making music. It's always a surprise for me. I'm never like, this is exactly what I was hearing. It's always like, damn, I didn't know I was going to make this. And it makes me love it more,
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
No, that's awesome to hear. I being a fan and having heard a lot of your music, it's cool to know that, but also it doesn't really surprise me in a good way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You strike me as someone who just like fucking.
I'm just going in there,
just open it up,
whatever
and
happens.
see what happens.
Yeah, man.
I seen this shit on the YouTubes the other day, right? They did like cat scans on cats that were freestyle rhyming. They recorded the cat scans of rappers doing that shit, and they found out that when motherfuckers are freestyling, they turn their prefrontal cortex off completely. The prefrontal cortex is responsible for self-doubt, for questioning, for fucking fear. You know
that's
what I mean?
That's crazy, because I thought you were going to say the opposite.
No.
That's interesting.
Well, and we need that as humans to be able to be like, yo, is this the most safe situation?
Right, exactly,
Should I avert crisis? Yada, yada, yada. But when you're freestyling, you turn off that part that makes you question if this is okay or not. Yeah. And the longer you can keep that turned off, the coincidentally, the better you can fucking do in the freestyle. And the second that you start fucking doubting yourself and like, fuck, dude, on the way down, I don't know if I got a rhyme for that, then you fuck up.
Yeah. I think the hardest thing is to manually turn that off. I've also been in situations where I'm zoning out and going crazy, and then I'm being like, I'm rapping and I'm like, I'm autopilot and I'm doing crazy and my mind's on other things. And then once I realize I'm rapping is when I fuck up.
It's like meditation.
When it goes back to like, you're killing it right now. I'm like, oh wait, what was my next thing?
No, what you said, meditation.
It's like meditation.
That's
you can
literally
do it
meditation.
As soon as you realize you're meditating, you're like, oh fuck, I'm doing it. Oh shit.
Yes, exactly that.
I'm out.
Or like having a dream. Dog, you could be in a dream and you could be going in the girls' locker room and seeing like hella titties and shit. And the second you realize like, fuck, am I dreaming right now? Then you wake up.
Yeah.
Like you got the whole skill is leaving yourself in that spot where you're not considering that you're in that spot.
Yeah. It's hard to get there for some people for sure. Yeah. I gotta be like, if I'm high, I'm not freestyling. If I'm a little drunk, maybe, Depends on my comfort zone and where I'm at for sure.
How many cows are in Vacaville?
I'm not sure.
Have you ever freestyle battled somebody on the playground?
Never freestyle battled anyone, but I've battled someone like on camera before. If you guys want to find it, you can just search up my old names.
Oh
no!
Oh no, I'm gonna look that up after now. No.
I technically I only won because the dude choked.
Dick, you don't strike me as a malicious cat. And I don't mean
I
to
guess
demean you whatsoever.
more in my younger age, I was like, I'm better than hella rappers. Now it's like I'm aware that everyone's better than everyone. Like even if I know I'm better than this rapper, there's a rapper that's better than me, and there's a rapper that's better than that rapper.
Yeah.
And once I learned that, I'm like, oh, all the ego's gone. Just be yourself at that point.
And that's
Stop
why
trying
your
to
music's
compare.
getting better.
Yeah,
It has
exactly.
gotten
Like,
a lot better. Yeah.
Like cats that try to out rap other people, it's like, just focus on you. Why like you're using your hatred for this rapper to be better? Like that's weird.
Or just fucking double down and be a battle rapper.
Yeah, at that point, bro, just battle rap. Stop.
Which nobody really care about in the long run.
Well, it has
we
its
care,
lane.
but we'll watch that. We'll watch Dirtbag Dan on them fucking TV shows or whatever. But at the end of the day, like nobody gonna show their grandkids that. You know what I mean?
It's a very niche like culture.
Right.
Like I've tried to show it to people and they can't get into it. I love it just because I love hearing new rhymes, like new shit being said. I'm into words, so like
absolutely.
But I could totally see me showing it to someone and them not into it.
Yeah,
specific. It's very specific.
Absolutely. Yeah. I've always kind of likened it to, and I'm not a sports guy. We've talked about that. Like homies will try to show me like a baseball game, and I'm like, I mean, it's cool, but. I don't get it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's cool. I can't see like
the
50,000 people packing the stadium, and you know what I mean? Like it ain't that cool to me. You know what I'm saying? But
that's how I feel about battle rap.
Exactly.
I like it, but I'm very aware that like it's hard to get into.
100%.
Especially because a lot of the battles have like history in them, and they're rapping about past battles, and it's like if you don't know the lore, sometimes you get lost in it. And you're
Which
like,
is
what are they
also,
talking about?
yeah.
Or, like, or they'll use a reference from another rapper, but you don't know the name, so you miss the bar. You're like, what is he even talking about?
Which is why it's almost impossible to get someone into battle rap, because it's like, fuck you. I'd have to show you 100 videos
to get the references he's talking about. Oh, right here he's referencing this battle he had with this other cat where he did it. Like
exactly.
It gets a little hard to explain it to newcomers and shit.
Which is why it's awesome though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, when you know it and you catch it, you're like, oh shit, that's dope.
No, absolutely. What's scary? Oh no, first, and I know you're about to do you some traveling. So that aside, if I bought you a first class round trip ticket to anywhere in the world,
Colombia, Medellin,
and you've been there,
your money triples there.
Okay.
So like Mexico's tight because it doubles, but Colombia it triples. So like I survived out there with like $100.
Damn.
For like more than a week.
Girls' ass sizes triple as well.
Yeah. Okay. Here's the thing
That
about
is also
Colombia,
a
bro.
fact.
Here's the thing about Colombia, and it's a trip. Every girl has ass, or they have a fake ass, and me and my homies were trying to find all the girls with flat asses, just because it was. There's just no way that there's every girl got ass. There's just no way. But bro, at least in Medellin, and I like Colombia. Yeah, that's where I go.
He said, I like ass.
Yeah, I like ass.
God bless you, sir.
Yeah.
Would you rather skydive or scuba dive?
Scuba dive. Oh fuck. Scuba dive. Yeah. Scuba dive. Like if we're like in something like this, like by the reef and shit. Yeah.
Okay.
Deep ocean, I'm scared of, and heights, I'm scared of. So that's why.
You are scared of heights. I am too.
I'm so terrified.
That's the only reason I wouldn't skydive. Because what was that? Something important?
Laptop.
Okay. No.
I'm dead. But yeah, I would. I'd rather scuba dive. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Dead ass.
Would you rather go into space and do a spacewalk or scuba dive?
Scuba dive.
What the fuck's a spacewalk?
What if we never went to space? No, I'm playing, but you know.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
I'll ask either, or you could answer both. Who are your top 5 favorite rappers? Not who you think are the greatest. Who are your favorite rappers? Top 5.
The ones that you like.
Mac Miller, Slug, Baby Franco, Mac, Pistol McFly. All people I know. Except Mac Miller.
Mac Miller, yeah. That's fire.
And those are people I listen to.
You're not just saying, I know you enough to know. You're not just saying that because those are people you know. Like, you're just lucky to know them.
And my favorite rapper of all time, Mac, I think. I think his pen is incredible. Like, he has the most quotables in any rapper I know. That like hit me. You know, that I connect to,
Sure.
Mac, for sure.
Do you have top 5 favorite albums? They don't even necessarily have to be rap albums.
So I don't have 5 favorite. Like it's just hard to pick, but I have 3
Okay.
that I could for sure. So Faces by Mac Miller,
Okay.
one of my favorites. El Madrileño by Set Tangana. He's from Spain. And then
Is that flamenco?
yeah,
Okay.
it's like my favorite album of all time, actually. And then, dude, I had a third one. Oh yeah, and probably Paint That Shit Gold by Atmosphere.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised by 2 of those. Yeah.
Like if you played any of those 3 albums, I won't skip any of it. Like I
Right.
like all the songs, and that's how I gauge what are my favorites. Because I have a lot of albums I like where it's like, yeah, I like 75% of it.
Right.
But those are ones
Of
that
course.
like, yeah, I won't skip a song.
Now, just to be a dick, pick 2 more.
Whew, okay.
I like that.
Summer by Ilmac,
Okay.
and damn, this last one is really hard.
What about some childhood shit?
Well, that's where the Atmosphere one comes from.
Oh,
Right.
that's child. No, that's teenage. I'm talking about childhood.
He's 27, dog.
That's fair.
We old.
Childhood. I didn't really listen to albums as
What
a
was the first
child.
CD that you owned as a child?
That's a good question.
Oh, it was like a compilation of shit from the Source magazine or something.
Oh.
I
CD.
loved those, dog. The
Yeah.
Source Award compilations.
Yeah, it was one of those.
We bought
honestly.
that. This motherfucker burned me 3 of them.
Dude, what's funny is I, bruh, on some little kid shit, I was like, I won't steal, but I'll replace. So like, I was at my cousin's house, and I don't know if you guys is whatever, but there's this guy named Chingo Bling.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
a comedian, but he used to like make music.
Yeah.
It was the first time I ever heard parody music. Like, you know, that was so that
Sure.
shit. I was like, I want to hear this all the time. I need to digest it. So I put my Source CD in my cousin's CD player and took his Chingo Bling CD and then acted like it accidentally happened and shit. So, wait, why did I say that? Did you say something? Did you ask me?
We were talking about the 5 CDs you needed on a desert island or whatever, but we were.
He asked, "What's the first CD you
I
owned?"
have okay,
Owned.
yeah. Oh, and then that was the story behind the Source. That's how I
Yeah.
don't have that one anymore. I traded it, and then was like, "Oh, I hella forgot, dude. I'm so sorry."
That's
Well,
so
I hate
funny.
to mention it because we're a little bit older than you. We grew up on like Weird Al. You know what I mean?
Oh, I have a Weird Al shirt, like
Oh, do you really?
tour shirt that I found at the thrift store. It's
Hey,
like one of
that
my
was
favorite
a good
shirts. And
find. That
everyone
was
was
a
always
good
like,
find.
"Oh, Weird Al." I'm like, "Oh, it's a nice shirt then for sure."
Dog, honest to God, like the coolest part about this interview is I got to meet you and hang out with you for a minute, but I don't think you're coming home. I know you're gonna go on tour.
stay,
Yeah, I have a sneaky suspicion you ain't coming back. But
Man,
God bless you. It was a pleasure meeting you. I'm glad we got to spend together the
Yeah.
time that we had or whatever. But like, yeah, I'll DM you.
I think
You know what
I-
mean?
I think
enjoy
I'm a-
it out there,
I'm
dog.
a be
Enjoy
sup-
it out there.
I'm gonna be surprised with which city I'm gonna love more. Cause I feel like the ones I don't think I'm gonna like in Germany or something, that shit might be
That
my
shit
favorite
might be
place. You
cracking.
know, like
Yeah.
Would
I'm
you be
open
down?
to see what's up,
Would you be down to do a follow up episode?
bro? I would
And
come
give
here
us-
anytime you guys
Yeah,
need
yeah,
me.
you'll
This
give
is sick as shit.
You
Come on,
get
for real.
because you're about to be out there like really in there, like in the mix or whatever. You're gonna figure out what city is your city.
Yeah, I can come back and give a review.
Yeah.
of what's
If
going
you
on.
come back to us and give us.
Yeah, you guys got to get the NoFun homies on here.
Oh, dude.
like
And if you could be a catalyst, if you could help me
Oh,
make
easy.
that happen, bro.
Easy call.
Like,
That's-
we could do the whole
as long as
crew,
you guys
whatever.
are down, I can
Oh,
get
man.
whoever you
Yeah,
want from there.
Absolutely.
Like you got to get Dave, got to get Garrett.
I
off
would
top
love to,
first.
man.
Like those two, their minds are so. I learned so much from them.
Yeah.
And like Garrett is younger than me, and I learned so much from
Sure.
him. You know, and Dave's older than me, and I learned so much from him too. You know.
Yeah.
And yeah, like this shit is dope. I think they're gonna love it.
We'll
you
make it
know,
happen, man.
You know, that
we'll
should be
we'll
so
make it
fire.
happen. I'd
So
appreciate
fire.
any help. Yeah.
Yeah.
no
Off
doubt.
top, yeah.
All right, man.
And you'll be like some of the first people to get them on an interview.
Yeah.
And, bro, they're gonna pop. Bro.
yeah.
It's just a
Oh,
matter
it's
of
inevitable.
It's a matter of
yeah,
time. Like,
inevitable.
I don't want to say nothing on camera, but there's some shit.
Some shit in the
that's
works.
behind
Yeah.
the scenes. That's like we're about to go
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah,
Cool, man. We'll make it happen.
easy call.
Anything you want to plug? I'll put all your shit, all the socials and whatever. But anything you want to promote or whatever.
Just follow me on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, all Zoodeville. Go check out NoFun. That's on everything. TikTok, Instagram. Just get involved with everyone that's in that. And shout out to 667 Code. Go check in on everyone on that too. And yeah, just keep in tune for everything that's finna happen in the next 1 year. It's finna go crazy.
That's right.
Shout out Gad Zooks for real, for real. This shit is dope as shit.
Shout out you, man.
Fuck on.
And we'll put fucking all the links and shit everywhere. You guys know how it works.
Amazing.
Whether you're just audio or video, whatever, you know how I get down. I'm very thorough with the links. All right. Thank you, man. I truly appreciate you. I'm so if I haven't mentioned it, I'm fucking stoked for you.
Thank you.
And
I appreciate you.
It's been great to watch, and I can't wait to see what else happens.
Bro.
All right?
Man.
My man.
Man.
All right, bro.
Fire.